I freaking love that intro.
It was awesome.
I spent so much time working on that intro. Although I don't think you guys heard any of the music to it. I think I had it. No, I don't know. Did you guys hear it or not? I'm not sure if I had it on or off or something like that. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good Monday. We're supposed to have Little John on. I sent him a message. I told him last night the time. He's got his freaking silence notifications on. Play it again. We heard and saw everything. It was great.
Good.
Play it again. I don't know if we want to play it again. I don't know. What's in it for me? Camera looks good. New camera looks good. Oh, and also check this out. Are you guys ready? Are you ready?
Dun, dun, dun.
Are you ready?
It's me.
So now when Abby gets spicy, we could pull her up. Abby now has her own camera.
So I can be saucy. And I bet I can't hide and be saucy.
She cannot hide. No. And now when she's saucy, we could pull her up. Or when we go take a break, we could pull her up. But we now officially have an Abby cam. So W's for Abby,
And
L's
when
for
Bert
John.
sits here, it can be a Bert cam too.
Yeah, when Bert sits there, it can be a Bert cam. So W's for Abby in the chat. L for Little John in the chat. That's what we got to say right now. But outside of that, I hope everybody is having a good day. Good Monday. I'm just trying to kill time waiting to see if John's going to come.
He better come because I made the poll about him.
And today's topic was because what he wanted. Today's topic is all about John. So John, where the heck are you, bro? Where the heck are you? That's the real question. Where is Little John? Where is he?
It is a comically large mug. It's the best mug.
It is comically large.
I gave it up for him today.
You did. I might have to get you to go microwave it for me, though. Because I waited too long.
Whatever you need, my darling.
Waited too long. Big W's for 2-cam setup, bro. 2-cam setup. It is very fancy. How does it look on a...
Is this thanks to Funky?
The camera was Mitzrayim.
Ah.
That was Mitzrayim. Yeah.
Thank you. We didn't do the podcast this weekend, but
no, we didn't get a chance to do the podcast
next weekend.
Well, and it'll be better next weekend. Plus, what happened is with the podcast is I had that switcher that we need for the podcast. I had to return it because it didn't have the features that we needed. So I returned it, and refunds been an issue, and so we got the new one coming in now, and it's supposed to be here on Wednesday. So we should be able to do the podcast again next weekend once we get the switcher in. Nice temper. What? My temper?
What? I don't get it.
Still waiting on Little John. Where is he?
Did you do the thing where you push through his silence?
Did what?
You can notify him anyway?
Yeah, I did, and still nothing.
Wow.
I'm gonna call him. Right now. I'm gonna see what's up. We're gonna do a Little John phone call, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna do FaceTime so he knows what he's missing. He's gonna leave me on red, isn't he? Little John. Still ringing. Still ringing.
Rude.
Wow.
Rude.
Wow, John. Little John Aluminum. Wow, what a guy. Supposed to be co-hosting with us today. I see you, Mike. Don't worry, I see you. I just haven't gotten to you yet. The filthy Protestant.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know exactly who he is. True Christian Ministry. He said, yes, that's me. What mics do we use? This is, I forget what it was. This is, so it's not just the mic, because everybody's like, okay, what mic, what's the equipment? It's not just the equipment, it's the chain. The chain is what gives you good sound. So this is the MV7, the Shure MV7, which I'm pretty sure it's the MV7. Yeah, MV7. So it's the Shure MV7. Solid mic, really good mic. But it's plugged into a Vocaster 2. That the Vocaster 2 has been EQ'd and compressed inside its own software, which then gets sent to Voice Meter Potato, which has also been it has a gate and a compression on that as well to give us the crispiest sound that you could possibly have. And that is the chain. So MV7 into a Vocaster 2 into a Voice Meter Potato. That's the chain. And you got to use XLR. You got to use XLR. None of that USB nonsense. Well, this topic was supposed to be for John, but it's not. John's not here. So we're going to do a quick prayer. give me a call one day, bro, and I'll help you set it up. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about the chain for you. We'll talk about the chain for you and get it set up and get you sounding crispy and looking sexy. We'll do that. Let's do a quick prayer and then we'll get started with the show. Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for the blessings. Thank you for all that you've given. Walk with us this day. Be present with this day. Allow the Holy Spirit to move through us. Correct us when we're wrong and put us back on the right path, and slap us when we're acting out of pocket. But Lord, if those that come against us are acting out of pocket, give us the sword to strike them down. Give us the power to do so. Let it be your word and your will that happens today. In Jesus' name, amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. So with that being said, today's topic is not on the screen. Today's topic is Islam is false. Prove me wrong. Vin a taco. Vin a taco. You get a taco. You get the whole taco. That is today's topic. So make sure you're smashing the like button, sharing the live. Abby, you can open up the floodgates and we will get started.
Okay.
And I will also get my pen and paper. Also, Mike, when are you going to come on and debate? Huh? I know you don't do it. You don't do it, but I'm saying you can come on a Big John Steele show and do some debates. We'll do I know you're like an anti-Catholic apologist, so do some infighting. We'll put up Protestants versus Catholics.
My gosh. What a waste of time.
I agree, it's a waste of time. And I would never do that, to be honest. You having taco for dinners tonight? Also, ladies and gentlemen, Stryker, the taco eating man, will be joining us this Friday. He will be co-hosting.
And you know what?
I put him on the fridge and everything.
I was going to say, you're on our fridge. None of the other kids are on the fridge, but you're on the fridge. I woke up and there you are.
John's on the fridge today, but he didn't show up.
He's got to get erased.
He's got to get erased. We got to erase him off the fridge. Hold on. I got to pull up something before I start pulling in guests. Mm-hmm. All right, let's pull up a guest.
Did you read that?
No.
Do you have somebody?
Not yet. I was just about to.
Stryker said that's the first time I've ever been on the fridge. Even my parents didn't put me on the fridge. That's hurtful.
Okay, let me pull up. There we go.
What do you mean he's false? He just beat JDM by 50-45.
What?
He's talking about the fights.
Oh. All right, come back up. My bad. I thought you were doing some thing.
Who was it?
I don't know.
Oh.
You can come back up though. I thought it was like
Islam.
I thought it was like some sort of troll. Troll.
I mean, kind of probably is, but it's fine.
I didn't
Just
think you'd
before you rant, how old are you?
I'm 17. I turned 18 in a month.
Lord dying.
I
tried to
Don't talk to children.
Don't talk to children. Don't talk to children on the internet. That's my rule. That's my one rule. Don't talk to children on the internet.
Yo.
Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 18, and yeah, so like, I'm good, thanks.
All right, man. Hold on. Oh, wow.
My gosh.
Whoa, what happened?
I just got 500 big ones, bro. Bueller, thank you so much. 2 Corinthians, we demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought and make it obedient in Christ. Dude, thank you so much for the generosity. We've already hit our don't go for today, guys. That's amazing. Thank you so much. That's very generous of you. New favorite child This is getting up there. All right, man. Islam is false. Prove me wrong. Go ahead.
Yeah, wait, so I'm gonna ask a question, like, it's one of the arguments, like, do you debate the Islamic dilemma?
I can. I'm not too familiar with the dilemma, but I have all the notes for it here.
Sure, you want to run it, or like, is that okay with you?
No. I said I can do it. I usually go over the fact that it denies the historical consensus that Jesus Christ resurrected.
Like, it denied the historical consensus that Jesus Christ resurrected.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so like, what do you mean? Like, do you mean the crucifixion, or like?
Yeah, Jesus Christ was crucified and resurrected.
Yeah, so like, and that therefore means that Islam is false. Like, what do you mean by the historical consensus? Are you sure? Like, you're saying historians say that Jesus was resurrected as well. Like,
well, all the data points to the fact that Jesus Christ was crucified, right? And if you take out dogma of like naturalism, then it would also say that he resurrected. And the Quran comes like 500-600 years later and says, "No, it was only made to look that way," and so that'd be a reason to deny it because it contradicts history.
No, but like the thing is, the Quran affirms history. It says that people were, that perspective, it was made to appear that he was crucified.
Right.
So
just simply looking at history when we're trying to apply like a method, we look at sources that are closer to the source, right, to usually get correctness, and then we also look at what majority of people are saying around that time to try to get correctness. If we have something that's farther from the source that contradicts that, it's less likely to be true. Now, it is true that it says that it was made to look that way. That could be a true statement, right? But the problem is, you actually have the burden of proof now. You would have to show me that the Quran has more validity than the rest of history.
No, you're making categorical error. Like, I can affirm that the Quran, because history is based on a person's perspective, and the Quran affirms in their perspective it was made to appear that Jesus was crucified. So I can grant you that this doesn't contradict historically, but what actually happens in reality was that we can make the notation that a miracle happened and that Jesus was in fact resurrected.
Everything that you said, right, still has to be proven. It's not a category error.
What do you mean by proof? No,
So if all of history says that Jesus Christ was crucified, and that same data also points to the fact that he resurrected, then you have something that comes by and says he wasn't crucified, it was only made to look so, and he definitely didn't resurrect it, he was raised up to heaven, then it has a burden of proof.
No, again, I'm affirming history. I can affirm historically Jesus was crucified using a naturalistic perspective, a naturalistic lens.
Okay, was Jesus actually crucified?
Yeah, in a naturalistic lens, sure.
No. Just yes or no, was he crucified?
Yeah, I gave you the account. He was crucified.
So stop adding in extras. Lens. Just yes or no, was he crucified?
Yeah, but that's just a loaded question.
You keep adding in extras. Yes or no, was he crucified? It's a true dichotomy question.
Yeah,
either he was or wasn't.
It's a false dichotomy. I'm asking.
How's it a false dichotomy?
Yeah, so I want to ask a clarifying question. Do you mean historically, was he crucified?
Actually, metaphysically.
Oh, metaphysically, then no.
No. Okay, so now you have a burden of proof because all the historical data says that he is.
No, you're making categorical error. You're complaining between
I'm literally not making categorical error, right? If we're trying to conclude, no, you're not. Let me finish. Stop, Linda, stop. This is a stupid argument. If he actually was crucified, we have to figure out how that was true, right? The best way to do that is to look at history. And to look at so when we look at history, right, we have two hypotheses. One hypothesis is that he was crucified. The other hypothesis is that he wasn't. So we have to look at the data and see what the data says. The data says hold on, I'm still speaking. The data says he was crucified. You say it's that he wasn't.
No, I don't. I affirm no. Again, that's a non sequitur. I affirm historically he was crucified
You
by a
literally
naturalistic lens. I don't have to, but
you
in
literally
reality,
said
that's real.
no. That's
So let me
That's
finish.
so stupid. You're saying
Can you
he's
give a
both crucified
reductio?
and not crucified at the same time.
No, you're making a categorical error. You're conflating the two.
What's the two categories that I'm making the
Yeah,
category
so
error for? What's
I'll give you the
category one
count.
and
So
category two?
yeah, so category one is based on history, based on someone's perspective. Based on someone's perspective, what's historically, I can grant that historically Jesus was crucified. That's a true proposition. But in reality, in actual reality, like using a supernatural metric, Jesus wasn't actually crucified. So I can affirm history and it's still not contradicted. So can you give me a reductio to the argument?
Yeah, so again, that's not two different categories because the category I asked you was metaphysically.
That is, yeah. I mean, you're conflating the two categories.
I'm not
Metaphysically is
conflating the two
identical.
categories,
Yeah.
right? Either
Wait, let me finish.
No,
Let me
I
finish.
think I'm going to move. This is a stupid argument.
Wait, so yeah, it's not co-referential metaphysically and historically. You're just
Okay,
conflating those two
it's
categories.
you're a fucking idiot. Sorry, pardon my language.
Baby.
Sorry, you're
Yeah,
silly.
like,
You're a silly goose. You're a silly goose. So,
would you like me to dumb it down to you?
hold on. Metaphysically, was Jesus crucified?
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
Yeah, no.
Historically,
Which
he
one?
was.
Yes or no?
Yeah, so he wasn't crucified metaphysically. Historically,
Yes,
he
he
was.
wasn't crucified.
Yeah, so metaphysically, in what actual reality, he wasn't crucified. In a person's historically, it's based on someone's perspective. So in someone's perspective, yes, he was. So I can affirm these
No,
two
just
propositions without them
metaphysically. I didn't
contradicting.
ask from someone's perspective, did I?
Yeah, metaphysically,
Metaphysically, he was not crucified, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, prove it.
Yeah, you're making a categorical error. I'll tell you why.
It's not a categorical. You've just stated he was not crucified. Metaphysically, prove it.
Can I finish? Yeah, you're invoking. Yeah, so you're invoking me to justify a miracle. I hold to Paul Phillips' epistemic probability framework. I don't believe that miracles can be proven by naturalistic means.
What miracle? I'm asking you to prove.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, so the miracle that he wasn't actually crucified, it was made to appear. So when he was raised
that's
up to
a miracle.
Heaven, that's kasha as a miracle.
I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you to prove that it was made that he looked like he was raised up.
No,
I'm not asking you to prove that he was raised up to heaven. I'm asking you to prove the claim that he was not crucified. That's not a miracle.
Yeah, that's the composition of the miracle, because we don't believe he wasn't crucified. We believe the entailment is that he was actually raised up to heaven and he was made to look like someone. That's a miracle. I hold to Paul Phillips' epistemic probability.
I'm not asking you to prove all that.
Wait, let me finish. Just relax.
I'm asking you to prove. You're going on a long, stupid tangent. I'm just asking you to prove. I'm not going to let you finish because you're being really dumb. Just prove that he was not crucified. I'm not asking you to prove the miracle aspect. There's no category here. The category here, was he metaphysically crucified or not? That's the category. So in that category, we have two hypotheses. Your hypothesis is that he wasn't. My hypothesis that he was. I have a whole bunch of data that says he was. You have no data at all that says that he wasn't. And you're saying, I don't have to prove that because I don't have to prove miracles.
Yeah, because I hold to Paul Phillips' epistemic probability framework, where miracles can't be proven by naturalistic means. And second of all, you're asking me to prove the proposition he wasn't crucified, and that proposition is contingent on the miracle. So if I have to, so for me to prove that proposition, I have to prove the miracle. So you're not tracking.
I am tracking. It's a stupid argument.
You're asking me, like, can you refute it? You're just saying,
okay. You've actually been voted off.
Can you give me a reductio?
I appreciate your time.
Can you give me a reductio to the argument?
I don't need to give you a reductio.
Is this guy not tracking? Give me the reductio to the argument.
Appreciate you, bro. I apologize for swearing so early, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not good.
I have been getting better.
Not a good sign.
I'm very tired.
Is always a fake laugh. Always.
Somebody said host lost. Let me guess. Are you Muslim? Shocker.
Baby.
What?
You just burped into the mic.
I didn't even notice. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Guys, smash the like button, share the live, do the things that you need to do to get us out to the people we need to get out to. This person going to connect? Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born?
2007.
Is that right, Abby?
I just gonna say my English isn't perfect.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay. All right, man. Islam is false. Prove me wrong. Go ahead.
Islam is false. Prove me. No. All right. I gonna try to prove my point. So, do you believe in Jesus?
Yes.
You believe him as God.
Yep.
You follow what he did do.
Yeah.
In the Bible, it's mentioned that Jesus prayed to God. How can Jesus pray to God if he was really God?
What's that have to do with Islam?
So I gonna say that Jesus is a prophet, not God.
What? No, my question is, what does that have to do with Islam?
If I prove to you that Jesus is prophet, that means Islam is not false.
No.
So just did Jesus pray to God like Muslims did?
So again, what does that have to do with Islam?
It have to do with Islam because Jesus worshipped the same God that Muhammad worshipped also.
Okay, prove it.
Yes, I tell you, didn't Jesus pray to God?
How does that prove Islam? I pray to God. That doesn't make me Muslim.
No, because you pray to Jesus, not to the God directly.
I pray to God directly.
Like Jesus did.
Yeah.
Did Jesus pray to the Holy Spirit, Father, and the Son?
Yeah.
Where did you get that from?
From the fact that he prayed to God.
He prayed to God, not the Father, Holy Spirit, and the Son.
That's God.
No, it's not.
Prove it.
How I gonna prove it? You saying that he
Okay, so
prayed
you
to
can't
God.
prove that Islam is true.
You say that he prayed to God and he was God. How do you want me to prove anything more?
You're not proving anything. Like, what? I don't even know what you're arguing. What are you arguing? What does this have to
You
do with
say
Islam?
you say Jesus is God and he also prayed to God. How does that work?
Because God is a state of being, not a person.
So Jesus is not a person. He's not God.
Never said that. So what does this have to do with Islam?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. What? Are you? He left. What just happened? Did I just have a stroke?
One of you did. I don't think it was you.
John Steelmelter. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how are you? Oh,
Size.
John Steelmelter. John Steelmelter. I mean, he came up with the name, but couldn't connect the microphone. What's going on? All right, God bless. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I'm 20, but I'm not Muslim though. I'm not here to I just wanted to make a statement real quick.
All right, go start your own live and make your statement. Appreciate you though.
The AI voice did play. It's just it kind of got lost because John started talking.
I did.
All Funky said was sigh.
Rough estimate, how much does your favorite taco cost? Probably $15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how much it costs.
15, 20.
Yeah.
But that's like for 3 tacos.
Yeah, about that. Jesus is Lord and King King Job 28:28. Size. We're off to a start today. All right, guys, smash the like button, share the live, do the things you need to do to get out to the people that we need to get out to. How is it that we have did you open the floodgates?
Yep.
We got like over 500 people watching, I think, and we got nobody in the queue. How is that even possible?
Because they're scared.
How is that even possible? No, we're in Canada. That's why tacos are so expensive. That's why tacos are so expensive. Smash the like button, share the lives, guys. Let's get out to the people we need to get out to. Today's topic is Islam is false. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I guess while we're waiting, we could just look at Abby.
Why?
we could just bring you up just to like co-host and be on the screen and just have it.
I could.
Just to
while
chit chat.
we're yapping.
Just while we're yapping, yeah. You have won your favorite taco. Thank you,
That's
thank you,
very
thank you.
kind.
Thank you very much.
John can go get tacos now.
I can go get it. I don't even want to.
Do you hear my voice? It's like I'm losing it from yelling on Saturday.
Oh yeah, she did a tournament on Saturday and she just dominated, by the way, guys. So just dominated. She came back with like 7 gold medals. 7 gold medals.
Hey, sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, come back up without playing the music, please.
I get tacos too.
Abby also gets tacos.
Thanks.
Do we feed our women? Do we do that? Do we have to do that?
Hello?
Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Sorry about that. I'm 21.
All right, bro. Islam is false. Prove me wrong. Go ahead.
Okay, is it cool if I, like, just ask your opinion on something instead? Like, not regarded to the topic? Is that okay?
Are you Christian?
I am a Muslim, but it's not going to be like anything controversial, I promise. Like, it's nothing like insulting. I'm very respectful, and I just have a question as well.
I don't mind if you insult me. What's your question?
No, but I just don't feel like violence and insults gets anywhere. I feel like as Christians and Muslims, we've been trying that for thousands of years, and we haven't gotten anywhere with it, you know?
So what's your question?
My question is this, right? Like, I look at the 3 Abrahamic religions because, like, I kind of like left Islam and I'm like on the fence, so to say, a little bit, right? But it's not because of like disbelief in Islam, so to say. Rather, it's disbelief in the climate that Muslims have put forth. Sorry. Let me get to the question. I'm sorry. My question is this, though, right? Like, I see the other Abrahamic faith that doesn't really get talked about a lot. Kind of like, I see like Muslims and Christians beefing a lot, but my question to you is why don't we see that happen so much to the other Abrahamic faith? Like, why don't we like go to them so much? Like, oh, their religion is false.
Because they're not pushing into the world as aggressively as Islam is.
Okay, so you mean in the sense of like dawah that they're doing and whatnot?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. But do you believe that they are false as well, though?
Judaism, yeah.
Okay, great then. I'm glad that we can agree on that. I just feel like, because I've read into their book, right? And I feel like any person, whether they be an atheist, agnostic, Jew, Muslim, or not, or maybe not the Jews, but everybody could agree that Jesus was like at least pretty chill. You know what I mean? Like at least he was all right. You know, he was at least like a decent human being. Wouldn't you agree? If he wasn't like a god or a prophet or none of these things, he was at least a decent human being.
Yeah, no, I would not throw that into that category at all. I feel like saying Jesus is pretty chill and a decent human being is an insult to who he actually is.
Exactly, but I'm saying like if like one thing that humanity
I disagreed with you.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying one thing that humankind could agree on, right? Not Christians, not Muslims. You get what? All right. Your chat's going crazy, man. But anyway, yeah, like I just feel like people, right, as like humanity could agree that at least Jesus, like one thing that he 100% was like a representative of what it means to be a good person, right? And we all agree on this. Whether you like as an atheist, when you were an atheist, what was your opinion on Jesus as like a character?
I call him a piece of shit.
Oh, well. I wasn't expecting that answer.
It's true. She was there. She saw
there.
it.
That's why I laughed.
Yeah. That's why she was laughing when you asked.
Wow. Then could I ask like why that was, or if you don't want to?
I thought it was awful that that you had to accept him to make it into heaven, and I thought that was a terrible standard to live by, and I thought that made him a terrible king.
Okay, I guess that's fair then. Alrighty, man. Thank you so much. But all right, that's it then. Thank you.
All right. God bless. May the Lord forgive me for the words I spoke when I knew not better.
Forgive them, they know not what they do.
All right, guys, smash the like button, share the live. We still got no one else in the queue. Somebody says clips. I mean, it's not the first time I've confessed to that. Like, I know my sins. We might change it to atheism and Islam is false. Because
then it will get all the Muslims. They just don't like. They like to play hard to get.
I think ever since Nick did his thing, it's pretty much done. Like, it's pretty much over. Can we all just also take a second to like? Oh,
surprise! Just kidding.
Oh, am I in?
What the
heck are you wearing? Why do you never like come in with your camera at the same position? I always got to move you around.
What is happening?
My camera is.
Stop moving. I'm centering you. I'm centering you now.
Are you in your pajamas?
Yeah.
Oh my.
What a handsome man. What a handsome man. All right, guys, still no guests. Again, we got what? I don't even know how many people are watching on YouTube right now.
You've been live how long?
A half an hour.
Half hour.
You were late today.
I was on time. I told you.
You were late.
I told you it'd be between 12 and 1. I was ready to go at 1.
No,
Yes.
it was.
No, it was not.
Yeah, because it would have been 11 my time.
11 your time, 12 to 1 my time. I know this because I do it every single day, John. Don't tell me I'm wrong.
I'll debate you since you don't have anyone right now.
This is why you should just do all contact through our group chat, and then I can keep an eye on it.
Then Abby can keep track, but I promise you.
Time is relative.
Oh,
you're using temporal notions, but presentism is all that matters, like we talked about last night.
we're not debating that. That's for sure. I mean, you could debate Jordan if you want. I think he's in the chat. I know you two got beef all the time. You hate each other. Jordan messaged me how much of a piece of trash you are. You messaged me about how much piece of trash he is. I just think I should just put you two in a room.
I don't listen. I will debate Jordan. I have no issue debating Jordan, but today's not the day, right? Today's the day for the Muslims. He's not a Muslim.
We'll set it up as an official debate. Let's do it. I'm down. Jordan said amen. Let's do it. You guys want to do an official debate? I'll host it.
I will debate Jordan.
Oh, snap. On what topic? Jordan, are you down? Official debate against John? Look at me instigating.
Well, I think
you're a pot stirrer.
I just got in here and I'm already getting challenged to a formal debate, or being gaslit into a formal debate. I'm not sure which is happening.
Jordan said if he had time, he would. That sounds like you're scared, Jordan. Sounds like you're scared to me. Sounds like a. Okay, what about an informal debate?
Your wife is looking at you with disappointment.
She usually, yeah, that's like normal. Check it out.
Every day.
Speaking of wife, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but we got Abby Cam now.
Yay!
That's cool.
Now I can look at the camera.
Unfortunately, I haven't set it up to have all three of you on yet.
That's okay. I don't need to be that often.
No. Every once in a while, we'll just switch you over. Everyone, switch you over.
So you haven't had a single guest yet?
Well, we had a few.
They were just lame.
They're pretty lame. Oh, I think we got somebody. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you? Hello.
Okay. Are you talking to me?
I mean, yeah, but you're really quiet.
Okay. I'm 25.
All right, man. Islam is false. Prove us wrong. Go ahead.
I know you have to tell me why you are saying that, because you can't. I don't know the reason why you think Islam is false. So you need to tell me why. So
I'd say because it contradicts history, because Jesus Christ was
which
crucified.
history?
Yeah, Jesus Christ was crucified, and it also says that we're using the same data, using like the historic reportage model. We could also say that he resurrected. If those things are true, then Islam is false.
No, there is. So how do you know that? Because the Quran didn't directly say that people don't believe that in history.
Or
The
correct.
Quran said
The Quran says it was made to look
people
that way.
used to believe. So people will believe it because it looks like that for them. Because people are not God; they don't know.
Right.
They can only judge by what they see, and historians will only use the data. Hello.
Yeah, we're still here.
Yeah, historians will only use the data of those people who that things appeared to. So they will just, it is just proving Islam to me. It is just proving Islam.
How does it prove Islam?
Because the Quran said people used to believe that, but it is wrong. And you are saying people are believing that. That is why Quran is
okay,
wrong.
but watch this. Watch this. Muhammad never existed. It was only made to appear so. Glib the Glorb told me that.
No, you see, the difference with that is that Muhammad is not just saying that he knows that based on himself. He's saying it, claiming that he is sent by God. So if we can trace, or if we can prove that Prophet Muhammad is sent by God, then his claim has to be true. So you don't need to approach
that's
it
true.
that way.
That's true.
Just
if you can prove Muhammad was sent by God, then his claim would most likely be true. So go ahead and prove that.
So the reason why I think Prophet Muhammad is sent by God is that he claims things, and he has never made any prophecy that comes to be false. So that's why I believe he's a prophet. According to Bible, true prophets make prophecies, and the prophecies will become true, and that should be uh, the proof of their prophethood, right?
Okay, so basically what you're saying, and I'm just doing this for my own practice because I'm studying right now. You're saying Muhammad makes true prophecies. Prophecies are evidence that he is from God. Therefore, Muhammad is a true prophet.
According to the Bible, yeah.
Okay. You need to prove to me he's making true prophecies then.
Okay. So Prophet Muhammad said that at the time he has few followers. He said that his followers will grow and will be more than 1,000 and 70,000 and 70,000 and 70,000.
Okay.
So how will he know that the followers of Islam will grow when he barely has followers?
Okay. Eminem said that he was going to be famous when he lived in a trailer. He became famous and he grew up and he has millions upon millions of followers. Is he a prophet of God?
Who is Eminem?
Eminem's a rapper.
He didn't claim to be a prophet of God, right? Did he?
Well, now you're adding a different premise.
No. What I'm saying is, let me make myself clear. I'm saying that Prophet Muhammad, he always make all his prophecies end up becoming truth, and he claims to be prophet.
Right, but this isn't a prophecy. So what prophecy did he make that was true? Just saying that one day people are going to follow you isn't a prophecy, because if that's the case, Eminem, Mike Tyson, pretty much anyone who wanted to be famous and got famous is a prophet.
Have you? Okay, let me give you some few prophecies. For example, the prophet said that have you heard of the Romans and the Persians war prophecy of Prophet Muhammad? Have you heard that?
Yeah, and the Quran doesn't mention anything but vagueness. It's very vague and very referenced, and it says it will happen within 3 to 9 years. So if I make a claim right now, hold on. If I make a claim right now that the United States is going to lose a battle in the Near East within 10 to 15 years, and that happens, am I a prophet of God?
No, that's different from what I'm saying.
So this one's also wrong.
Didn't say, no. See, listen. Let me make it clear for you. The prophet is saying that the Roman were defeated. So he said within few years.
Within 3 to 9 years, they will be defeated.
Yes.
In a battle. Yep.
Bid isinin can be few years, and few years means 3 to 9. I agree.
Yeah, statisticians do this all the time. So if Muhammad's a prophet for doing this, so are all the statisticians. People who do Bayesian analysis. So people who do like Bayesian analysis, or people who do what's the other type of analysis, John? Where it's a statistical analysis. It's Bayesian. Frequentism. So it's like frequentism and Bayesian analysis. People who do those types of things would also be prophets.
So, but they can be, sometimes they will fail. Sometimes they will end up mistaken, right? Are they always getting it right?
Prophet so Muhammad how many battles did Muhammad predict?
See, Prophet Muhammad, not only battles, many things, many things. Tell me one prophecy of Prophet Muhammad, anything he prophesied, which end up being a false prophecy.
Yeah, I don't think any of the things that you brought forward are prophecies. I think they're all just predictions of like looking at the writing at the wall, which people do all the time.
Tell me. So
what do you mean tell you? How am I supposed to show you a negative?
Okay, see. Let's keep that aside, since you said
isn't that one about the tailbones, Jordan? Isn't that in the Hadith, or is that the Quran?
It is the Quran. Bulibati Rum, it is part of the Quran. Surah Rum.
The tailbones decompose.
No? What?
Oh, it's a Hadith. That's a Hadith. Yeah. So, anyways, there is Hadith that says there is. Do you hold the Hadith?
Yes, I hold Hadith.
So if I show you a Hadith that gives like incorrect information, what then?
Yes, show me.
No, that's not the question I asked you. Before I spend all the time pulling it up and reading it to you, I need to know what you would do if you had a Hadith that was incorrect.
Yes, I will agree with you that Prophet Muhammad is a false prophet, but you can never get.
So hold on. If I show you a Hadith that says something that's incorrect, that's scientifically incorrect, you will admit Muhammad's a false prophet?
What is science? What do you mean by scientifically? Do you mean theories of science?
Something that is untrue. It's false.
Objectively.
Objectively, yes.
Okay, show me. The Quran said.
Before I do, I just want to see if you're going to be consistent. Are you going to say Muhammad's a false prophet?
I will. Yes, even the Quran said if you see contradiction in what the prophet is saying, then the prophet is a false prophet. This is a falsification test given by Allah himself. So do it.
John, entertain the crowd while I pull it up.
Yeah. So here's a question I have for you just while he's doing this. What was a good reason for someone to follow Islam during like the years the Quran was being developed? What was a good reason to produce some type of follower?
Okay, the reason why Prophet Muhammad got followers, that's what you are asking, right?
Yeah, what were their reasons? What were their reasons
they
were relying on?
One of their reasons is that the Quran is so unique. As someone who
wait a second. Remember what I just asked.
Where the heck is it?
So here's what I hear from Muslims all the time. I hear
tell me.
So a reason we know that the Quran is from God is because it's perfectly preserved. Point one, right?
Yes, good point.
Okay. All right, I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, sorry. So let me pull it up on the screen for you so you can also see it. It says, the prophet said, between the two blowing of the trumpets, there will be 40. The people said, "O Abu Harari, 40 days, I refuse to apply." They said, 40 years, I refuse to apply, and added, everything in the human body will decay except for the coccyx bone of the tail, coccyx bone, sorry, and from the bone of Allah will reconstruct the whole body. So it says, every bone will decay except for the spine, right, the tailbone, and from that he will resurrect the whole body. The spine, the tailbone, decays. So that's a scientific inaccuracy.
Who, according to who?
According to science.
According to you, my friend, you need to prove that is incorrect in this. You can't just tell me, should I trust you for that? Why should I trust you?
Just a quick Google search. Yes, tailbones do decay, but they decay very slowly depending on the surrounding environment.
So how do you know Prophet Muhammad is not talking about specific surrounding environment?
Okay. So you, my friend, are a liar, and I think I'm going to move on now. But I appreciate your time.
You are a liar. You just, you can't say.
You see, John, he's just going to resurrect them right before it decays.
Well, yes. It says straight up that the spine does not decay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, John, I'll let you do the next one.
Oh, I just ripped my plug out of the wall. I love that so much. Yeah.
Hey, hello. How you guys doing today?
Good, man. Yourself? Just real quick, how old are you?
I am 20 years old.
All right, bro. Islam is false. Prove us wrong.
Okay, I just my main concern with your claim in general is that how can you disprove a faith-based belief?
Yeah, so sorry.
You said he could do it.
I just felt like a question directed towards me, so I just kind of did it. But John, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think you are assuming a definition of faith that we are not going to rely on. If you think faith is believing something without evidence or something to that effect, we're just not going to adhere to that definition. So first off, I don't. Are you even a Muslim?
He's a white knight.
I am not. I am agnostic.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. Yeah. So, do you want me to do this anyway, John?
Yep.
Okay. So, what do you take faith to be?
I think faith is a belief in core values that the faith holds, as well as an origin story of why we're here.
Okay, so a belief of core values.
Those two principles.
Okay, so notice what you just did. You just equivocated.
Just 1 second,
and
guys.
It's perfectly fine that you did that.
Okay.
I got beef with Stryker. I thought you were going to read that out loud.
It did read. You didn't hear it? Oh, I don't have your thing turned on. Sorry. You should be able to hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll turn it back
on. We
on.
couldn't hear that in the live as well.
Yeah. I don't have it turned. That's my bad. I forgot to turn it on.
I
turned the setting off so everybody can hear it when I play video games. Because then if not, everybody can play video games.
Yeah, all I ended up seeing was just this screen pop up and just dead silence, and everyone's like,
yeah. So the people watching like on online heard it, so that's all that matters. I hope. Anyways, I'll read it out loud for him. It says Superman first appeared on April 18th, 1938. 994 days later, on November 17th, 2025, we finally discovered that Superman is in fact a bottom. I guess I should read this. I did read that
Absolutely
one, so
crazy.
We're good. And while we're at it, I prophesize BJS will go live on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12 EST profit. And there you go. All right, guys, go ahead.
Okay, so notice how you just equivocated on the term. You said, okay, faith is a belief of like these core values and in the faith, right? So you use faith in two different ways. Use faith as it applies to the religion itself, like I have a faith, and that faith is called Christianity, and it's some belief in core values. But beliefs are reasoned to, right? We're not going to say that faith is just going to be, okay, we have no reason or we have no justification.
All right, yeah, I mean, I don't see how that further disproves my point. You can't disprove a faith-based.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because if
if you believe in this God that is almighty and
one second.
all-knowing.
One second.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Faith. Remember, I said faith has to do with justification. And so when you are saying that something has justification, you can disprove justifications. You agree? So if someone tries to justify something, right, they bring up some sort of evidence or some sort of justification for a belief that they hold, you can disprove that justification. That's the only point.
Yeah, but if your justification comes from an almighty God who is omnipotent and can do anything, that's a justification. You could say literally anything and justify it through that. Can you not?
So I don't. No, so I do not start a conversation or I do not start a belief with like some presupposition of omnipotence, and therefore that's why I believe something. You're assuming a certain type of definition that a Christian needs to adhere to based off of this word faith and how you're using it. That's not like, it has nothing to do, like, I'm not a Christian because God is omnipotent. That doesn't follow.
I can understand that point, but to your point as well, it's like, how can we justify that Christ was the Son of God just because he said so?
He not only said so, he did, like, he performed powerful works, which we call miracles. He rose from the dead. We have a number of different justifications that we can point to, and they're going to be historical in nature.
Right, but there's no irrefutable scientific data to prove that. There's scientific data to back that up, but it's not irrefutable. Your belief is based on faith. You believe it because that's your faith.
You're committing, okay, so you're doing two things. You're committing a straw man fallacy. You're saying that the reason I believe something is because of X. I haven't told you what I believe or why I believe it just yet, right? So it's not faith, it's evidence. Okay, that's point one. Point two, to the thing that you said, is you're committing a category error. A category error is an error in reasoning in which you are assigning certain type of evidence to the wrong category. So we do not expect scientific evidence from like historical sources. That's not, those two are not, like, they can overlap, but you cannot expect some sort of empirical justification or some sort of observation or testability or repeatability or something like that when we're talking about, okay, I think historically this is the case. Historical justification and scientific justification, they're two different analyses.
Yeah, I suppose, but once again, that it's still, there's no irrefutable fact. There's a strong claim to back it up, but where does that come from?
So a strong claim to back it up, right? What do you mean by that? There is
like,
a strong
there's
claim.
There's a lot of, there's data to prove that this could have happened, but it's still not irrefutable. So how does that make it different than believing it out of faith?
What do you mean? Okay, just really, what do you mean by irrefutable? What do you mean
like,
by
there's
it is not irrefutable? Because it seems strange to say. I don't understand exactly what you're saying. So
it's nuanced. There's no 100%. It's not 100% correct. There's nuance within that.
I don't hold anything with 100% certainty. There is plenty of nuance. So I could sit here right now and I could tell you I could be wrong. I can be epistemically honest as it pertains to that, right? I could be wrong. But what I'm making an argument off of is not just like 100% certainty. It's based off of probability.
Okay, so then I guess we got to break it down back to the core of what is the point of what you're doing at the moment? Like, why are you attempting to disprove Islam if there's, you know what I mean?
Because it's easy to disprove. That's why. It's really easy to disprove. It's not difficult to disprove.
But I don't understand, like, because with as a Christian in your own vein, like I could sit here and attempt to disprove Christianity, but what do I gain out of that?
Truth.
That's the faith values that you hold. And what should there be any difference between going online and just slamming Islam for no reason?
It's not for no reason.
No,
it's for fun.
No, I have a lot of reason.
It's like pretty evil. So
yeah, it's a terrible, awful religion,
brother. I don't even know.
Well, there's terrible and awful things in the Bible as well. You like Christians, you can.
Okay. Really hold on, John. Just real quick. Show me a sect of Christianity that actively teaches currently that you're allowed to marry a child.
Okay, well, you're cherry picking back and forth between just because one bad thing is in this section of the Quran and it's not in the Bible doesn't mean that
he's talking about active practices.
I'm talking about active practices. A current thing that they still do.
That they defend.
I've debated more than probably like, I don't know, Chad, pick a number that you think I've done.
So too many.
I've debated a ridiculous amount of Muslims that think it's okay to marry children.
Well, I mean, I can't defend that.
But go ahead, keep defending them. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I'm not. Go ahead. But it's the same vein as Christianity. Just because you like certain practices aren't practiced anymore in Christianity, like Islam is a newer religion compared to Christianity. It can go down that route to where these practices are no longer practiced.
No, it can't.
It's in the Quran. And the Quran, the definition of what the Quran says, it's for all people for all time, and it's God's unchanging word. It's verbatim from his head.
See, here's the thing. You're defending something you know nothing about. And when I say nothing about, I mean nothing.
Like, have you read?
You don't understand.
Sorry. I'll just one last thing, John,
I think that's just
I'll let you go. Have you read the Quran?
Like that could be. I have not read the Quran.
I have, front to back. Do you want me to show you the verse where it says that if you steal from somebody, you're cut off their hands?
Okay, well, show me the verse where it says, like, if a woman cuts her hair above her shoulders, that she could be stoned to death.
Where's that verse?
That's in. Hold on, let me try and find it.
I'll give you $10 if you find that in the Bible.
It's gonna take me a minute. I feel like it's kind of a waste of time at the moment.
I genuinely don't understand why you're defending Islam.
I just think everybody has the right to their own belief systems.
But what if that belief... Sorry, John.
We keep cutting John off. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, so their own belief systems, right? Does that pertain to only religious beliefs? Or do you think it's okay for anyone to have, just a belief system?
I see where you're going with that. Yeah, I do understand. But it's like, I don't know, it's... If we can cherry pick one religion, I don't understand why we can't cherry pick another.
Wait, just answer the question.
I understand the corner you're trying to back me into. I think we can move on from that.
Okay, what corner am I backing you in? Here, I'll let you finish my argument just because I'm curious.
The point I want to get at is I don't understand why we can cherry pick one religion and we can't cherry pick the other.
No one says you can't.
No one says you can't. The argument we are making, all right, fundamentally, foundationally, is Islam is false. That's it. We should believe more true things than false things. Conclusion, we should not believe Islam.
All right, I concede.
And no one should, in fact, no one should believe Islam. Because why? Islam is false.
All right, I concede. Have a great rest of your day.
Easy. Okay.
Have a good one. Great talk.
We've been watching Jack Ryan, and it's actually a great example of how messed up Islam is. We're kind of shocked. We're kind of shocked because they're not like white knighting it at all.
They are a little bit.
Not really.
Yeah, because they got the one guy who's the good guy. He's a Muslim.
Oh, but he's not really. That's like the whole point. He's like a cultural. He only did it because his wife was. But like the actual Muslims are like, raping their wives and stuff.
Mike
But that-
Malzahan. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I'm good. I'm
All right.
56.
All right, bro. Islam is false. Prove us wrong. Go ahead.
Oh well, I'm an atheist. You got a lot of atheists in your chat. I was jumping on to prove Christianity is wrong, but I think it's funny that you talk about the resurrection have been proved. I guess you were quoting what 4:157. Okay, so the resurrection isn't proven.
That's not no. Just because I didn't say something doesn't mean I come to a conclusion of the opposite.
Okay, so the resurrection is proven.
Again, I haven't made the claim on that. So what I said is that I said there's a historical consensus that disproves Islam, that Jesus Christ was crucified. And then I think there's a historic reportage model that if you take that historical consensus, you can also apply it and say that he also resurrected.
Okay. So I agree with you. I think he was crucified. I think there's historical data to that.
So then Islam is false?
Absolutely. Islam is false. So is Christianity.
Right. Appreciate your time then. God bless.
All right.
Amen.
You have a good one.
Concession.
I'll defend Christianity another day. Don't worry. I'll probably do it on Wednesday.
John, Stryker also just started watching Jack Ryan.
Did he?
Yeah.
Based. We can watch it together. Twinsies. Twinsies.
That'd be cute.
Twinsies.
We can use that thing they made in COVID where you can co-watch things.
We could, yeah. Or we could just call each other and hit play at the same time.
FaceTime.
Yeah, a little FaceTimey with me and my middle child. You know, every once in a while you gotta hang out with the middle child just so they don't
some attention.
So they don't go all crazy on you. Abdul Hadi. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Hi, I'm 20.
All right, bro. Islam is false. Prove us wrong.
All right,
Go ahead.
bro.
Islam is false. Prove us wrong. Go ahead.
Okay, before that,
You got to turn me off in the background, bro.
You got to turn me off in the background, bro. Sorry?
Turn me off in the background.
Turn me off in the background. Oh, sorry.
Hello?
Hearing John once is enough.
John once is enough.
And now can you hear me? I appreciate you.
Hearing myself once is enough. Is he gone? He disappeared.
John kidnapped me. Help. Oh, he left.
I kidnapped someone or you kidnapped someone?
I don't know. We're both
Who
John.
knows?
God mode. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you? Also, it's weird that you didn't capitalize God, but you capitalized mode.
No, I didn't capitalize either of them. Do you hear me correctly? Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you. How old are you?
Yeah, cheers. I'm turning 39 in a week.
Happy birthday. All right, man. Islam is false. Prove us wrong.
I'm not sure if I came for the title exactly, but
Why did you come? Tell me your secrets.
Sounds really dirty. That sounds really dirty, bro.
Oh my gosh.
John's going 30 shades on us.
Nope. I swear we cannot get through a live stream without some sort of innuendo.
In my what though? In my what though?
Innuendo.
Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Yeah,
Wait, where'd the other
hello
guy
there.
go?
Yeah, hi. Well, I'm 60.
All right, bro. Islam is false. Prove us wrong. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, that's your view, but I'll tell you what Islam is. So
we know what
for us,
Islam is.
true because yeah, you know what Islam is. Let me tell you what Islam is.
No.
Islam says there is a one God.
No.
There is a
No.
one
No.
creator who- Are you gonna
No.
let me finish?
No. No, absolutely not. We
Well,
all know what
then
Islam is.
you are preaching falsehood. I'm telling you what Islam is.
Yep.
Islam is based on 5 pillars. That's what it is. So that's what is Islam. Brother, what is
You
I just was clapping because everyone, thank you for being here for this momentous occasion. John Steele
oh my God.
just moved over to
I just muted him before he said it. All right. So we know, I knew what he was going to say. We know exactly what Islam is. We're not interested in you preaching what your religion is. What we're interested in is why is it true?
Am I still
That's what
muted?
I'm telling you.
You know, you're unmuted.
Why it's true? That's what I'm telling you. You're not listening to me. You ask me why it's true. I'm telling you that.
Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the deal. I'll let you talk. I'll let you talk. But if in your argument, you don't actually give me any argument towards it being true, at the end of it, I'm just going to move on. Is that a deal?
All
but
right,
if you do give me an actual argument,
enough,
we'll
yes,
engage
yes.
with it. That's fair?
That's it.
Okay,
Fair
so
enough.
okay, so what are the reasons that Islam is true?
Point,
Go ahead.
The first point is, do you agree there's a one God?
Well, let's say we didn't. Then what?
You agree there's a one God?
No. Now what?
How many gods are there?
I don't know. How many?
All right. Well, then we believe there is a one God. That's the first principle of Islam.
That's not an argument. That's not. You're off to a bad start. That's not an argument. That's a claim. That's a belief.
Listen.
Okay.
You're running away from reality. What Islam is about a belief in one God. That's the first principle.
You told me you weren't going to tell me what you believe. You told me there's a reason to believe it. What's the reason to believe it?
I'm not telling you. Ask what to prove to you that Islam is not false.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, reason why I believe Islam is not false, because it's based on monotheism, a single God.
Okay, watch this. Watch this. The reason I believe in Norse paganism is because it's polytheism. There's multiple gods. Now what?
If that's what you believe, that's your belief. But the reason why I believe Islam, Islam is not false.
We had a deal, and you didn't keep your end of the bargain. So appreciate you.
No, well.
God bless.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm. See, Lord Stryker said it for me, speaking in tongues. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Hello, hi there. I'm good. 30.
All right, man. Islam is false. Prove us wrong.
Okay. So you making the claim?
Yes, Islam is false, and the reason I'd say it's false is because it contradicts the historical consensus.
Okay. So you're saying it contradicts the historical consensus?
Yep.
What historical consensus does it contradict?
That Jesus Christ was crucified.
Okay. So Jesus Christ being crucified, that's a historical fact in your eyes, right?
That's a historical fact, period.
Okay. Do we find the truth via historical facts a way for us to reach the truth?
Yeah, so the way that we find the truth is we lay out hypotheses, and then we see which hypothesis has the most explanatory power and explanatory scope, and Jesus Christ being crucified has the most explanatory power and explanatory scope.
But what I'm saying to you is a historical fact a way for us to, is that something that we use to know the truth? So if somebody mentions a historical fact, is that automatically the truth? Yes or no?
Yeah, I just answered that question. No. The way that we figure that out is by putting hypotheses on the table and seeing which one has the most explanatory power and explanatory scope. Jesus Christ being crucified has the most explanatory power and explanatory scope. Am I frozen?
It having the most explanatory power and the most explanatory scope, that doesn't necessarily mean it's true. It could be the case
entire
that
life
later
is
on, maybe
frozen.
let's say 1,000.
I'm back.
Okay, yeah, we're good.
Yeah. So if something has the most explanatory power and explanatory scope, it's the most likely thing to be true.
Yes, I agree with you. But it doesn't mean it's the truth. It doesn't mean it's the truth, though. It could.
Okay, so but then I have a justifiable reason to believe it's true until you provide another hypothesis that has better explanatory power and explanatory scope.
But the point that I'm making is that isn't a reason to be sure and certain.
That is literally the only reason people are sure of certain of anything.
No. Like I said to you, if it's got the best explanatory scope, it could be the case that down the line we find out more evidence that indicate that something else is the truth. And then, and what will happen then? Then we will change our minds regarding it.
Yeah, so if you're going to hold to that viewpoint, then we can't say anything is true.
Yeah, but hold on a second. Yes, we can. So based on that, you can't say that a religion like Islam is false.
Yes, I can.
Because in your mind, but hold on a second. You can't claim something is false because you're saying the best explanation that we have at the moment regarding a historical matter is this, and this goes against it, so therefore it's false.
Yes, I can. Why can't I?
Can't, because you just agreed right now that.
So hold on. So this is your argument. This is your argument. As long as there's a possibility, as long as it's actually like metaphysically possible that a hypothesis could be wrong, we can never say it's right.
We can never be certain that the opposite of it is false.
That's not the question I asked you. And to answer the question I asked you, if there's always if there's a hypothesis, there's a hypothesis that has the possibility of being wrong, we can never say it's right. Is that your conclusion?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying to you is the opposite. I said to you that you can't be certain that the contrary or the opposite of it is false. And that's the claim.
Okay, so
the claim that you've made. The claim that you've made. I just want you to understand what I'm saying. The claim that you've made is you're saying
you're
Islam
a silly
is false.
goose.
Why? No. Let's listen to each other. You're making a claim.
Do you make the claim that Islam is true?
Can I just finish my point, please? You're making a claim, and you're saying.
Do you make the claim that Islam is true?
If you don't let me, yes, I'm speaking to two people at the same time.
Yes.
Can I just speak to one person?
When you joined, you saw two people.
Yes, but can I just finish my point, and then after that I can respond to.
Yeah, but here's don't complain about talking to two people when you join and you see there's two people.
I see there's two people, but what I'm saying is let me respond, and then I can speak to the second person.
Go ahead.
Okay, because I can't speak to two people at the same time. Human beings can't listen to two people at the same time.
What I was saying 2 years?
It doesn't matter. It's scientifically proven you can't listen to two people speaking at the same time. You like science, don't you? Okay. Moving on from that. What I was saying was, you made a claim, which was that we have the best explanation for a particular historical fact. And therefore, the contrary to that fact is going to be whatever somebody says that is opposing that historical fact because that's the best explanation we've got for this particular historical fact. The opposite of it is going to be false. I said to you that's not always the case. And then I mentioned to you that you can now not claim that Islam is false because it goes against a historical fact that you believe is correct, because the explanation that we have today indicates that that's the best possible scenario.
Right. So your argument is, as long as a hypothesis has the possibility of being wrong, we can't say it's true.
Yeah, so now answer my question. Do you believe Islam is true?
Yes, I do.
Is it possible that Islam could not be true?
No, it's not possible.
Oh, great. Okay, awesome. I love the fact that you just said that. Give me the deductive argument. Give me the deductive argument then. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. First of all, my argument starts off by proving that a creator exists. Because we have to go down, right? We have to start from somewhere.
Nope. That's not going to do it. You have to give a prophet.
So hold on a second. You don't want me to prove anything to you. You want me to prove it to you in a way that you want. The way that fits your mind.
What does it mean?
I'm trying to prove it to you. I'm giving you the point.
No, you're already off to a bad start.
You don't want to accept it.
You're already off to a bad start. Really quick, I just
want to ask you a question.
You're off to a bad start because when you say something is impossible, okay, what type of claim you're making there? It is a modal claim. You're saying it is logically impossible, right? Because if it has to be the case, if it is necessary that Islam is true, and you can know it's true, and you're saying it's impossible for it to be false, you're making a modal claim. So what we need from you is either a deductive argument where there's premises and a conclusion, or you provide a proposition and its negation, right? So the reason we know that there could never exist an object that has 4 sides and no sides at the same time is because there's a logical contradiction there. There's a logical tension in which that's not actually an object that can exist. That is your task right now. because now you have upped the ante on your claim to such an effect that you say it is impossible for Islam to be false. Now I need you to back that up with a proposition and its negation or a deductive syllogism.
So very simply put, you've made the assumption that I believe that the only way to come to the truth is via mathematical / logical propositions. Yes or no?
No, that's not my claim right now. My claim right now is that you said it's impossible.
I'm not talking about your claim. I said you made that assumption.
Burden.
I understand your claim. I'm saying your assumption is there's only one way to prove that something is impossible, and that's using logic.
Yeah, logic is the way to prove something is impossible. You need to show us. You need to show us that there's a logical contradiction in your worldview not existing.
So why is the guy with the blue shirt disagreeing with me when I just said that a minute ago?
There's 3 different types of impossibility. There is logical impossibility.
Hold on. I don't know your name. The guy with the blue shirt. What are you called? What's your name?
Yeah.
What's your name?
We're both John.
I'm John.
John, right? John with the blue shirt.
There's 3 different
John
types.
with the blue shirt. When I asked you the question a minute ago, why did you disagree with me? And then your John, the other guy.
The reason I disagree.
So then why did he agree with me?
There's 3 different.
John, the guy on the left. Why did John, the guy on the left?
We're not disagreeing with each other.
Lock in.
You disagree with each other.
There are 3 different types of impossibility. Wait 1 second. There are 3 different types of impossibility. There's logical, there's metaphysical, and there's nomological. Those are the primary ways. You're not saying that it's
okay. Before I progress, I want to speak to one person at a time.
No,
who am I going to speak to?
Okay. If you want to speak to one person at a time, go to a different live with one person.
I'll go to a different live.
Okay, run.
No, because I can't speak to both of you because you're disagreeing with each other.
We're not disagreeing with each other, John. We don't disagree. What did we disagree with each other on?
I asked him the simple question, and then he was saying no, and then you said yes.
Which question?
And then after that, and then he carried on about the logical argument.
What was the question?
The only way to prove. I said you're making the assumption that I believe. I mean, you're making the assumption.
What's the question? You left the app. Can't hear you when you left the app. Are you getting a phone call from somebody saying, "Hey, you probably shouldn't be up here"? Are you pretending that your thing crashed mid-sentence and made it look like I kicked you, or what's going on?
When they're like, "Oh, you're breaking up.
You're still up here.
You're breaking up. I can't hear you."
You're still up here.
He's definitely on a phone
and he's
call.
Gone. Question for Little John: how much money to hire you for my wedding next year as Superman? My niece and nephew will love you. You know what? He's an actual pastor. You should hire him to do your wedding as Superman.
That's what he literally just said. What do you mean?
I thought he just meant to be Superman at his wedding. I didn't mean to
Yeah, I don't think they're hiring
officiate.
hiring me to be
just to be there.
Just Superman. Yeah.
I fully assumed it was for the officiating.
And then you're just like, oh,
I have a picture on Facebook where I am in a full Superman costume, but I look like I am. I look rough. I'll just say that. That's. I about said something else. I'll tell John later what I was about to say, but not on here because the internet is forever.
Major John is my favorite viewer. He's the best. Shut up, Major John. Get back in the basement. Any thoughts on Andrew Wilson versus Daniel Pikachu? I haven't watched it yet, but I'm pretty sure it was a bloodbath. Please be upon the Bombers. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships, Miss Ram. Thank you. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
Monty of Tennessee says, you don't look rough now.
I look rough now, too. That's fine. I look rougher.
Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I'm good. I'm 22.
All right, bro. Islam is false. Prove us wrong. Go ahead.
I was actually going to ask you about, I believe you're a Christian, right? I just came upon the live. And you were talking with the last guy about using probabilities to make determinations about beliefs. Is that right?
Yeah, so we look at probabilities to see what hypothesis is more likely to be true.
Okay, and I was just wondering how you can back up a Christian belief.
Right. What's the topic say above my head?
Right. I understand this live is about Islam, but I'm curious as to how you
okay. So so are you going to back up and fight for that or no?
No, I agree with
appreciate
that statement.
Appreciate your time, boss.
It's a different day.
It's a different day. You see, he can't defend his own religion, you see. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you? Oh, he left.
We've not gotten into a single good conversation with a Muslim yet, in my opinion.
Like ever?
No, like...
Or just today?
Today.
Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Hey, I'm 20 years old. Yeah, birthday was on the 10th. So...
all right, Islam is false. Prove us wrong. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay, so, really quickly here. So... I don't even know. Kick me, man.
For real?
Okay, appreciate your time.
That's rough.
He thought about it. He's like, wait, no, it might actually be false. I better not.
This one's a fellow Canadian, so I have high hopes. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Hi, I'm 35 years old.
All right, Islam is false. Prove us wrong. Go ahead.
Okay, so there are two answers to this. Islam is true according to the real and the true meaning and the true definition of Islam. This is one. Islam
so when we're talking, you're changing. Hold on. Let me clarify terms. Right. When we're using the word Islam, we're talking about people who follow the 5 pillars of Islam. That religion,
like
specifically.
Me. Like me, like a Muslim. Alhamdulillah. Okay. So Islam is wrong, based on your wrong.
I'm sorry.
Information about Islam. If we put your information and your understanding and whatever you're brainwashed by John or whatever, like corrupt Bible you got, it is wrong.
I didn't brainwash him.
Trust me, we fight all the time. We literally got into a big fight last night.
No, we're not talking about John here. We're talking about the one who wrote the Bible.
The guy who wrote the Bible? Who wrote the Bible?
200 years after Jesus, he didn't even live with Jesus, and he's writing the Bible.
What was his name? What was his name?
You have John, you have... How many Bibles, by the way, you have?
No, notice how you kind of shift the topic, right? You said a guy wrote the Bible. What guy?
Yeah, you have John. Okay, I give you the list if you would like to.
You said it was one guy, so is it more than one guy?
Okay, hold on a second. Let's go back to the topic. Here is the thing. I told you 2 key things, right? Islam is true according to the one who understands it and knows the truth of it. For somebody who has the wrong information, his whole life is based on a book that was corrupt and falsified by human and pretended to be the words of God, which is the Bible, not the true Bible. Yes, it's not true. So, and this is, if you can answer this one, I will continue to give you the proof.
Answer what?
Answer that your Bible, you're basing your decision or whatever you think, your belief that Islam is wrong, based on what? Based on your Bible, on your corrupt Bible, right? So if you know what is Islam and you read the Quran and you understand the Quran and you understand what does the Quran said about Jesus.
You know what? I'm just gonna bite the bullet and say the Bible's fully corrupt. We shouldn't trust it. Why should I follow Islam?
Why you should? Okay. Are you talking like a Christian or like an atheist right now? So I can answer to you.
Deist or theist.
Okay, so atheist. Okay, right now.
No, I didn't say atheist. I said deist or theist.
Okay, no problem. Let's
you know what those are?
First, before you believe in Islam,
I feel like you don't know what they are.
It doesn't matter.
So you don't know what a deist is?
I tell you why. I tell you why.
Okay.
Because my point of view, as you said, the scope, the way I see those things, you need to believe first there is a God, right? A creator, right?
He has been voted off.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, it makes sense, right?
No.
If I ask you,
because your arguments were so good.
My hopes for Canada went down the drain.
Do they have Baja Blast in Canada?
No.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't think we do.
Well, you don't have a mic connected, so. Big John, he keeps coming up with these crazy names and then he just leaves.
Yeah, I want someone to answer my question eventually. One Muslim.
What's your question?
Why should have anyone around like Muhammad's time believed Islam?
We do that next.
I want to know.
If you guys are going to join, please make sure your microphone is connected.
What was that rule we were talking about maple syrup the other night, John?
A rule?
Yeah, it's about like production. Didn't you say it was like illegal for something? If they have like a certain amount, if they have other ingredients in it or something.
Oh yeah, like I read on the back of a maple syrup container, it literally says it is illegal to put extra material in maple syrup.
Yeah, so if you label it as pure maple syrup, I'm saying because Major John said they probably have 5-gallon jugs of maple syrup in Canada.
So if you
but we do have rules about it.
Yeah, it's against the law to mess with maple syrup in Canada. H, hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I'm 21. I'm good, thank you. And I'm going to prove to you Islam is true using in 2 ways. The first way is I'm going to disprove the Bible, and then after I'm going to prove to you why Islam is the truth based upon that.
Okay, awesome. Bible's false. Go ahead with the next part.
Yeah, so basically, do you believe God is all merciful?
How would I know that?
What do you believe in?
Well, you just nothing at this point. You just proved Islam is false, so now I'm just like in the ether.
No.
Christianity's false. Sorry. You proved the Bible's false, so now I'm in the ether. So I don't know what to believe. What should I believe and why?
No, but to you, the Bible's true, so I'm going to prove to you it's false.
I just conceded that the Bible is false. You've won that debate, so move on to the next part.
I don't feel like I've won any debate.
Do you know what a concession is?
A concession is where you like give up what you're trying to say.
Right.
Whatever.
So you've won that. You got the W. You can take your clip and run with it. See, Big John Steele concedes that the Bible isn't true, and you could post your video. Congratulations. But now prove to me Islam is true.
I'll prove to you Islam is true.
Okay.
So God is one. I think everyone can agree with that.
Why should I agree with that?
In your heart, do you believe he's 1, he's 2, he's 3, he's 5?
So you're doing an intuition pump. You're asking me to like what I intuitively feel makes it true.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's fallacious by nature.
That's lame.
No. But listen. God created you with intuition. Are you just gonna disregard that?
Okay. So if God created me with intuition, why did John turn purple? But if God created me with intuition, why are the polytheistic religions?
My light broke.
Because the devil whispers in your ear and he misguides you.
Okay, can you prove that? Can you prove that it was the devil that made polytheistic religions and rather than just people's intuition?
Yeah, I can prove that because
the
devil whispers in your ear.
Okay, prove that the devil whispered in their ear and made a polytheistic religion rather than their own intuition.
Like, how do you want me to prove that? Like,
you're making the claim.
You believe that yourself. But you believe that yourself.
You're making the claim.
I'm making the claim, but you're not listening because I'm asking what you believe, and then you say.
So you're asking me to. You're asking to go off my own intuition. Okay, watch this, and you can't prove me wrong. I intuitively believe there's multiple gods. Now what?
Okay, you believe that. Okay, that's fine. That's good for you. Okay, do you believe that them multiple gods sent multiple messengers?
Some sent messengers, some didn't, depending on their mood that day. How would I know?
So which god sent the messengers and which didn't?
Don't know.
So what do you believe in then?
Do you not know how to make a pause?
My intuition is that there's multiple gods. That's it. It's just an intuition. I don't have anything else. I don't have any data. I don't have any information. I just have this intuition. My intuition is that there's multiple gods. That's it. Full stop.
But you're lying to yourself, and you know that's not true.
Prove that I'm lying.
What's 5? Add 5.
5 plus 5 is 10.
All right, that's the truth. You just said the truth. Now, how many gods are there?
I don't know. I feel like there's multiple.
You don't feel like that, though. You just like.
How do you know what I feel?
You know, because when I look in your eyes, I can tell when someone's trying to deceive
No
someone.
way.
Oh, you have this special power. Okay,
You're
okay,
just
hold
special.
on. Oh, watch this. I believe there's multiple gods. That's an intuitive feel. How do you know I'm lying?
The reason I know you're lying is because your friend, I can see his reflectiveness in his eyes, and he's looking at you through the shared
John can't
webcam.
see
He
me.
can't see us.
He can't see
You
me.
think he can see through the
I
computer?
turned off my camera.
Yeah,
I
God is
can't
showing him
see
hallucinations of you.
John can only see himself right now. So you just lied.
That's it.
I've not lied. How can I lie when I don't know what's happening?
You just said that you looked into his eyes and saw that he saw that I was lying.
Yeah, how do you know? How do you know he didn't see that?
Because I'm not on camera. My camera's turned off.
Who says he has to see you by camera?
Then how would he know if I was lying?
In what way do I see him?
You can see him. So if you think of your friend like
How
in your
do I
head, can
see
you
him?
not see him?
How
Okay,
do I
watch,
think of your friend-
watch now.
Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you right now.
Now there's nobody on camera and it's just a black screen.
I can
It's
still
just
see
a
John.
black screen. You can still see him. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
black
Nobody else
screen.
can.
All right.
Okay, listen,
My
listen. Okay,
intuition,
I'll prove-
intuition's, hold on, Linda. My intuition says there's multiple gods. Why am I wrong? Or how do you know I'm lying?
The reason I know you're lying is because if your friend right now, if he pictures you in his head, he can see you.
You are so dishonest.
How am I dishonest?
You're like the
Without
silliest
Islam
goose.
dies.
Silliest goose we've had today.
Okay.
You know
I'll
what?
prove
I
it
can
right
see
now.
into your eyes and you're lying.
Okay,
I
I'll
feel it
prove
in my
right now.
heart.
I'll prove Islam is the truth right now, and then you won't be
Thank
able to
God.
say anything.
Please do it.
All right, so
Please.
Wait,
You
I was
know
gonna
when
let Abby cook you, but I guess.
Okay,
I guess.
listen. You know when God says, "Now go and strike Amalek and devote to destruction all that they have. Do not spare them.
I don't
but
believe the
kill both
Bible.
man and women.
You just
child
what are you
and
talking about?
infant, ox
I
and
already
sheep,
agreed the Bible's
camel,
false. I don't believe the Bible.
camel,
I don't think that happened.
camel. Listen. Camel and donkey. Just tell me, what did the donkey do to deserve death?
How I don't believe it's true. The Bible's false.
It let you write it.
It's false.
Please.
Yeah, we concede that the Bible is false.
Prove
Make
to me
a
the Bible's
positive
false.
case. Just make a
Prove to me the
positive
Bible's
case.
false.
What you want me to prove to you the Bible's?
You're
Bro, this guy is you're obviously trolling, bro. You're obviously trolling.
either that or it's like embarrassing. You're just embarrassing.
All right, can I ask you
So
one
it'd be
question?
better if
Why
you just
is the
admitted you were a
Bible-
troll, to be
What?
honest.
Listen.
He has been voted
Why
off
is
the
the
island
Bible-
anyway.
Why is the
let me just ask
Bible
you a
like
question.
kryptonite to you?
Let me
He's
ask
gone.
you a question.
He's gone, John. He's gone.
Nasty Hobbit.
He was voted off the island.
Nasty Hobbit. That's you know what? That's actually also good. Like Gollum swear words.
Gollum swear words?
Yeah, those are good.
That's my cuss word.
Yeah.
Can-
Yeah.
Can I use it?
Yeah, of course.
Well, I'm asking John. You don't get the right.
He
to
doesn't
say
have
it.
copyright over the Hobbit.
But I respect John enough to not take his swear words.
Those are my swear. That's my favorite swear word.
Nasty
I
hobbits.
really like filthy
We
hobbits.
like sit raw and wiggling, we do.
Good lord.
Usman, hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you? Usman.
Uthman.
All right, appreciate you.
Don, Jalbeth, I don't know how to say names. These are married men, by the way.
Little John, your Gollum is on point. No insult. You know how cringy guys like us get married? Confidence. You cannot be as cringy as we are without confidence. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
100%.
Like I just made a fool out of myself in front of hundreds of people, and I don't care.
Not at all.
Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you? Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I am 3,900 years old.
I appreciate your time. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
I'm 25 years old.
All right, bro. Islam is false. Prove us wrong. Go ahead.
I just want to say, first of all, I just want to say to everyone here, I want everyone to make sure they know that the host is not a Christian. So before people carry on saying, proving the Bible wrong, he knows that's his belief, that he's already said that from the beginning. And also, I'm not here to try and force you to believe into something. I just want to give you my personal opinion. And
It's a
that's
debate.
just my belief.
Are you here to defend the prompt or no?
No, I'm here to defend the prompt, but I also
Okay.
don't want to force you into anything, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, prove to us that Islam is true.
So, my personal belief that Islam is the truth, okay, is because it halfway. So, sorry, I can't get my words out. I apologize. On Earth, there is one material that wasn't from Earth originally, and that's iron. And scientists have shown.
Right.
that it
And the
came from
Quran says it came from the sky, and so did the ancient Egyptians about 6,000 years before.
Yes, but that's not the only point I'm trying to say.
Oh.
So yeah, you understand that, and you know that, so I don't have to go into that too much. It's also that in the crust, the oh my god, I can't speak today, honestly. The iron is found at 5,100 meters below sea level, right?
No. The
No,
iron is found at all points under the ground. You can
I'm saying
find
the
iron
most
on the surface of the
common
ground. You can find
No,
iron
no,
about 10
100%,
feet, 100 feet,
100%.
20 feet, 30 feet.
But
So you're picking an
most-
arbitrary spot.
the most common place to find it. And if you go through every single verse in the Quran, it says at that line talking about the iron coming to earth is 5,100. I think it's 5,100 verses in, and I just think that's such an incredible and
Yeah, that's
fascinating.
arbitrary and ad hoc. Because again, I can find iron on the surface of the earth. I can find iron
Yeah,
from the
100%.
sky, which comes down from meteors. I can find iron 100 feet below the earth, right? So you're picking an arbitrary number from the Quran and saying you can also find iron there.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying
It's ridiculous.
the most common point that it is found. I mean, I think that's what I remember. As I said earlier, I'm not getting points out properly today. So if that's a little bit incorrect, I really do apologize, and that's my fault. But and that's completely my fault for not coming fully prepared.
So it says that you can find iron usually about 2,000 kilometers or 1,000 miles below the surface of the earth.
Oh well, then that was me. I think I must have forgotten the main point of the quote. That was just me not remembering it properly. But that's my bad. So I obviously
Or
wasn't prepared for this.
it might have just been a bad quote that you didn't actually check.
I mean, I did check it. It was just, as I said, I've just had a bit of a long day and I've completely forgotten a lot of things. And it's just, that's my bad. My brain's a bit foggy. So I understand that's my bad that I couldn't get my point across today as well as I would hope it did. And because I obviously wasn't prepared enough.
I like you.
So, thank you. Yeah,
I don't like your belief. I don't like your belief.
What the
but you seem nice.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough that you don't like my beliefs because everyone has their beliefs, and I understand that completely. But yeah, that's all I had, and you've proven me wrong on that because I wasn't fully prepared. So you can kick me because I didn't come with enough information to fully push my point across.
Well, is that the only? So let's ask this.
Okay.
Is iron from the sky the only reason that you believe Islam is true?
Oh no, not absolutely.
I'll
not,
be back.
Absolutely not.
What?
There are many.
Okay, just
many.
present another reason. Like it's perfectly fine for you to have more than one reason. I think
100%. It was
you're the
just my
first
main.
honest person I've talked to today, so I'm fine with this continuing.
So, I just think that for example, I have always been a religious person because of I've always had my argument was bad. I agree with that. My argument wasn't the greatest because I didn't come fully prepared. That's why. But I've always been a religious person because I've just found how everything came to be so fascinating and how, yes, I am a believer in science completely, but I believe that God brought science to be the way it is. And
okay, you and I are gonna find agreement. I think the laws of science, the laws of nature, the uniformity of nature, all of these things are going to be because God is the creator. You and I can agree on that point. Now,
100%.
direct it toward Islam, right?
Yeah.
Why should I believe Islam is true when there's so many reasons to believe it's false, in my opinion, right?
Okay, well, again, that goes down to personal opinion, and I just think
no, it's not just really quick.
No,
It's not
I know what you
it's
mean.
not
I know what
just
you mean.
personal opinion.
Yeah, no, 100%,
it's not just
100%. I'm not denying that, but I just think that also, how, for example, the universe, how everything is so incredibly on point that if stuff was so even a tiny bit off, so many things would
that
go wrong.
you and I already agree on that point, right?
Okay,
we're talking. You're just basically referencing some type of fine tuning as it pertains to theism, but fine tuning can be exemplified in a number of different religious belief systems. So why do you? So you presented Quran mentions iron comes down from the sky, but then it's found at this specific point in the verses, and it's miraculous. That was the first point. But what is another point on why you believe Islam is true? Not why you believe God is true, not why you believe in theism.
Okay, all right. The main reason, which some of the main reasons I do believe that is not the greatest place here, because you have the same beliefs in I do. It's mainly because of the way that the Bible is portrayed and the things that it says in it. That is why I don't agree with it, and the things that I do understand and kind of really
just pause real quick, guys. I was looking over at TikTok, and all of a sudden there's a giant turkey on my head, and it scared the crap. Go ahead.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So just saying one belief system is false, it doesn't make the other belief system true. So when I ask the question, right, I just want to be clear.
Okay.
When I ask the question, okay, why do you think it's true? We can just concede for the sake of the argument that the Bible is false. Let's say Christianity is false.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Right?
That's why I was saying that there's no point of me going on about my point about the Christianity, is because you already have that point. So there's literally no point in me doing that, and it's a waste of time for everyone.
Amen. So why is Islam true?
Because damn, this is the worst time for me. My brain is so foggy today, and I really do apologize for that. You're good, man. I've just had loads of exams in university today. I've just been on and on and on and on and on, and I'm so brain dead today. So it's the main factor of, again, I keep trying to reference the Bible and stuff, but that's just not okay. Again, I haven't gotten the right points for today because I needed to properly gather my stuff together and get a proper point. So I don't think I am.
Well, if you want to come back sometime and do that, but let me ask you one final question. Yeah. Have you ever personally attempted to actively prove the Quran false?
Pretty easy. Yeah, I'm a person that's always kind of I'm always thinking about different people's point of views, and I'm also linking it back to my views. And everyone, in my opinion, every good religious person should always think about their own views as well, because if they feel so strongly about how everything came to be, they have to also see the points of other people so they can either verify themselves or just so they can make their own beliefs
Okay.
because
So
of what people think.
so in your pursuit of trying to prove the Quran false, let me just ask
Yeah.
this final question
Yeah.
genuinely.
Yeah.
What is the most contentious thing within Islam that you
Could you
struggle to
define
believe?
contentious? Can you please define that? Sorry.
Yeah, contentious. I'm just saying, for you personally, what is something within Islam is like, man, this could be like a problem. This could be an issue. Like something that
Okay.
you've studied, in the pursuit of trying to prove, like actively trying to criticize the religion. What is something it's like,
Okay.
I don't know about this.
Right. So I'm gonna say about pork. I don't eat pork, but because I'm Muslim, but it's because of the belief. But I've thought about it. I have thought about it because yes, it's in my opinion, it's an impure animal because their digestive system is so very simple that toxins can be put into their bloodstream, and it's just not a very great animal to eat in general. But I also believe that because of where Islam originated in the Middle East, for a white meat, it's so difficult to store without having a cool climate, and especially at that time where they couldn't have like a fridge to store this white meat. And because of how, like, so it's just a kind of, I think it's just a bit like, yeah, I am rambling a little bit. I do agree. As I said, my mind's not the clearest today. But yeah, that's basically my point, is that not only do I believe it's an impure animal from like scientific evidence, but also I feel like because of the climate and the way things were, have been always in the Middle East, that it's very, with every single white meat, because of how you need to
Okay.
keep it,
Yeah.
it's just very, it can go
Yeah, you're
bad,
good.
really bad and quickly.
Okay. Yeah. So ultimately, come back some other time if you want to make a stronger
100%.
argument, and we will we'll be happy to knock that
Yeah,
down.
that's completely my apologies for not just you
No,
guys,
you're
but
good, bro.
yeah,
Bro,
just
you're the most polite person I think I've ever encountered on this live stream. So
thank you, I appreciate it.
you're good.
All right, man. Appreciate your time. God
guys,
bless.
have an awesome night. I hope you have a great live, and I hope everything goes well for you guys.
All right, peace.
Man, that kid was talking. I was just like, Harry Potter? Like, it's in a good way. I like Harry Potter. It was just like, you could be a voice actor for Harry Potter.
You
Like
mean
some
British?
sort of like, yeah, maybe.
That kind of seems like a stereotype.
Zeus is God. Apollo, Hellas, Heels, Hera is coming after both Johns. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
What? The name.
Oh, he left.
I heard oh, is that a kid? It sounded like a cat.
Probably my kid.
Well, it's definitely. Never mind.
Probably my child screaming in the
Cal,
background.
hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. And yourself? How old are you?
Good. I'm 48. How you doing?
Good, man. All right. Islam is false. Prove us wrong. Go ahead.
So I'm actually going to agree with you. I was actually interested in asking you something else that I was listening to. One of the other stumbling guys was when he was talking to you, and he couldn't get across. And there was a question I really wanted him to ask. First of all, I think the whole argument, or the whole premise of trying to, you're saying that something is false, prove me wrong. The whole argument falls apart. Any religion, it doesn't matter whether it's
you already
Islam
agreed
or
it's false.
Christianity. Right, I do, but
Okay.
but I'm really
That's a
curious
W.
about
Appreciate
what you
your
were
time.
basing. Right, but no, hold on. I was merely curious about the point that you made about why you were saying it was false. When you said because Jesus Christ was crucified.
Yep.
You stated that as a fact, correct?
Yep.
So my question to you is, why does Jesus Christ being crucified negate Islam?
Because Islam claims he wasn't.
Yeah.
When does it claim he wasn't? Because Islam
in
believes
the
Jesus
Quran,
Christ.
in the Quran, it says that Jesus was never crucified; it was only made to look that way, and then he was raised up to heaven afterwards. And then when you read the Hadith with it, it says that somebody else was put in his place.
So Islam does say that he was killed, but just not crucified.
No, it says he was never killed at all.
He was never killed. The exact verse is, "He was not killed, nor was he crucified, but it was made to appear unto them."
It was made appear. Okay,
That's
that's all I wanted to know.
yeah.
That was the point. That was the question I wanted to answer. I just wanted to figure out where you're going from there to there, because I do know Islam, but believes in Jesus. So I didn't understand why you were saying that because of that it negated Islam. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem, man. God bless.
Cool. I'm glad you didn't kick him. He got to learn something.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure what. I thought he was gonna attack Christianity, and then I realized he's just.
It was on the trigger. I saw your wrist twitch. I'm like, oh, he's gone. He's never gonna get it.
Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How old are you?
I'm 25.
All right, man. Islam is false. Prove us wrong. Go ahead.
No, first of all, I saw your live thing. My English is not great, so bear with me, please.
Yeah.
I saw your live stream before I go to bed, and I had to just jump in, try to give as much help as I can. The claim that Islam is false, which means that you already make up your mind. It's false for the reason 1, 2, 3. Can you give me 1, 2, 3? What is that made you?
Yeah. So Jesus Christ was crucified. That's an historical fact. Islam denies that and claims that it's actually God saying that. So therefore, it's false.
So that's 1. Okay. I totally understand that when someone is born in a certain place, it gets affected by the culture and the way he was raised by his parents or school or whatever. For me, I'm a Muslim, so I would say that it was much easier for me to believe.
I grew up agnostic, and I was primarily atheist through my whole life, so that's completely.
Exactly. So you got affected by your environment. Also, for me, I got I was born a Muslim. I was raised a Muslim in a Muslim country, Muslim parents, and so on.
Right. So I did not grow up Christian.
I see. So you became Christian afterwards?
Yes, that's what I literally said. Yeah. And then you're like, I see.
He's like, yes.
That's interesting.
I became a Christian 4 years ago.
That's really interesting, because most people that go in like the religion research journey, they find Christianity very confusing.
Most people are stupid.
Do you just call yourself stupid? No.
I didn't say I was stupid. I said most people are stupid. Your argument is most people find it confusing. Statistically, more than like 50% of people are stupid.
I see. So
also statistically, everybody has one testicle. That's also an interesting fact.
Okay, back to the topic. For me, it was easy to be a Muslim, to believe in Islam, to practice Islam, because I was born a Muslim, so for me to try to, I don't know how to describe it, convince or help or spread the message. The motive is always related to Islam. So for us as Muslims, we are demand from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we spread the message.
Yeah, so I'm not interested in what you guys believe. I know, because every Muslim wants to tell me as soon as they come up. I'm interested in why I should believe it.
I heard from your conversation, you know about Islam. So when you say the hadith and stuff, from your talking, I know that you know about Islam. So it will be much easier for me to explain. When you said we believe that Jesus was crucified, and it's been proven historically, your source for history is the Bible?
Yeah, so the Bible would be an aspect of that, but also there are other historical consensus like Tacitus, Josephus, Pliny the Younger,
right, but
things that you would expect to see if Jesus was crucified. I keep forgetting his name. There's also this one criminal. Do you know the criminal I'm talking about, John? The guy who wrote about the king who got crucified and they should have submitted to him. He was in jail when he wrote about it. I'm trying to remember his name. I always forget it.
What was it? Marabar?
Yeah, started with an M.
Marbar Serapion?
Yeah, that's it. Marbar.
Something like that.
So the main source will be the Bible, or any evidence you would provide.
The Bible is not a source. The Bible is multiple sources.
Exactly. But if you want to call them all, you will call them a Bible.
Thank you, baby.
Or the Bible. The fact that Jesus was crucified or wasn't crucified doesn't put it's not the biggest difference between Islam and Christianity. I don't have a drink, so I won't be joining. Yeah, it's not the biggest difference between Islam and Christianity. I think the biggest difference is
huge
that
difference. The entire Christian belief rests on the foundation that Jesus Christ was crucified. Right? That's the entire foundation. The entire foundation of Islam is that it didn't. That wasn't the case.
Exactly,
Yes.
but we both
Like
believe
you could
that
say
Jesus
it. You could say it
existed.
this way:
We
if
both
Jesus
respect and
was
love
not
Jesus.
crucified, well, let me just be clear: if Jesus was not crucified, Christianity is false. It's that simple. If Jesus did not rise from the dead, Christianity is false.
We believe Christianity existed in a certain period of time. Jesus did exist, and he did give his people teachings and stuff.
We're not talking about existence. We're talking about crucifixion.
It doesn't make any difference
even
if he died or not.
if you read, for example, if you read the Gospel of John front to back, I'm going through a really deep study right now. Plug on my Patreon because I'm doing a Bible study on the Patreon. So I'm really getting into the weeds of the Gospel of John right now. The Gospel of John, the entirety thing is him setting up his crucifixion. He's setting it up from the start that he's going to be crucified. So the entire foundation of all historical fact and consensus is not just that he was crucified, but that was like his entire purpose and reason for being here was to be crucified for the sake of our sins. Islam comes 600 years later and says, nah, it's just made to look that way. That makes zero sense.
I heard someone make the same argument not long ago, and the question was, do you think it's fair that someone should die for your sins?
Completely irrelevant to the topic.
It is. We're talking about crucifixion.
Okay, I think it's fair. Now what?
So if your criteria is killing yourself for others is fair, then every other morality is broken.
Yeah.
And you accept that?
Yeah, prove me wrong. I think it's fair. You think it's not. Now what?
For me, my morality compass is 100% related to Islam.
Right. That's what I'm saying is completely irrelevant to the topic. You're going to tell me one thing on how you feel. I'm going to tell you another thing on how I feel. That's the problem with an intuition pump. If you try to rely on my own intuition, you're showing me you don't have an argument for what you believe in.
I know what I believe in, and I can defend I believe in.
That's not what I said. Can you repeat what I said?
Yeah.
Please do.
No. Can you repeat what I said?
You said that if you have an opinion and I have an opinion, it doesn't prove my argument.
Kind of no. So what I'm saying is if you're relying on how I feel about something to prove your case, right, you do not have an argument.
That actually sounds correct.
Right. So if you're asking me if I think it's fair, it's completely irrelevant.
Because I want to know where you're coming from. So if you feel that the whole action that you base your belief on, which is the crucifixion, and you believe it's absolutely fair, absolutely true, even though I showed you something wrong with it.
You didn't show me anything wrong with it.
I asked you if it's fair, and you said yes.
And I said yes, it is fair. So what's wrong with it?
It is fair. Just to put it as plain as simple as possible. You think it's fair that someone should die for you?
Yeah.
Should lose his life, should kill himself
so
for
the
you.
thing is, you already agreed this is an intuition pump. You already agreed the intuition pumps are wrong, yet you're still doing it.
I don't understand what is intuition pump.
You're relying on how I feel about something to prove or disprove something. right? If I feel like 4 plus 4 is 22, that doesn't make it 22. If I feel like it's not fair, that doesn't mean it's not fair. If I feel like it is fair, that doesn't mean it is fair.
But it tells me that trying to convince you with logic doesn't work.
But that's no. What I'm trying to tell you is that it's not logic. You're not using logic. You're using emotion.
You see, for me, no, it's absolutely logic. It's not emotion.
Give me the 3 laws of logic.
I don't know.
Okay, so then what am I using that's not logical?
I believe, and I think it's the reality that logic is strictly connected to human nature.
We got to mute Abby. I can hear her chomping away back there. There, you're muted. Sorry, what?
Yeah. I believe, and I think it's reality, that logic is connected to human nature.
Sure.
So it's logically that you are born.
But that's not what you're not talking about logic. You're talking about what you feel like is common sense. But your common sense is not the same to my common sense. So you're relying on intuition. You see the issue?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yes.
Because if my intuition is different than your intuition, we can't go anywhere.
But you already established that my intuition is connected to logic and human nature.
I didn't say that.
Which it should be the same.
I didn't say that. I never said that. No, I did not say that. I said human nature, the human nature is a rational kind, which means that we have the ability to logic. That does not mean that our intuition is connected to our logic. Now, there are certain things that we have to start on intuition. We start with intuition and then we build off that to see if it is true. But if all you're saying is my intuition doesn't line up with your intuition, there's no argument. There's no justification. So when we're talking about believing something, you have a belief, knowledge, and justification. Right now, you have a belief. You have a belief that that's not fair.
So if
hold on. Let me finish my argument. You have a belief that's not fair, but you don't have a knowledge or a justification for that. So by definition, it's just an irrational viewpoint. You're just saying it's like axiomatic that we both should believe it, but you haven't given me a reason why.
So if I use an independent evidence, that should be enough. Yes.
Yes, you need to prove to me that
Great.
that it's unfair.
If I give you, and you told me that your name is Joe. So Joe, I want you to be 100% honest with me.
Okay.
If I gave you an undoubted evidence that two people cannot get confused about, that Islam is true, are you willing to forget everything you know about Christianity?
Am I willing to forget what?
Become a Muslim. Forget everything you know about Christianity and become a Muslim.
If you prove to me that Islam was true without a shadow of a doubt, I would abandon Christianity, but I wouldn't follow Islam unless Allah told me I had to, because that's what Islam says. Islam says I cannot choose it. Allah has to choose it.
No, it says that you don't get to guide yourself. Allah guides you.
Allah chooses. He says those who do not believe are there because Allah has willed it.
Exactly, and
so it's not up to me. It's not up to me. It's not up to me.
No.
But let's just pretend it is up to me. No, I would not follow Islam even if I knew it was true.
Wow.
I would admit it's true.
Famous story.
I would admit it's true.
Yeah.
If you prove to me without a shadow of a doubt that it was true, I would confess that Islam is the one true religion. I would say there's no way I can deny that, but I would not follow it. No.
Because you know what means following Islam? It means that you got to change your whole way of life, and
I got that means I can't pray 5 times a day, and I'm not good at getting up early in the morning. So.
And you're being completely honest with me with saying that.
That's not the reason. No, I would not follow it because of how you guys treat child marriage. I'm willing to go to hell on that.
Did you wait, slow down, Joe, because you're making big statements that you don't need to make.
I am willing to go to hell. Want you to imagine. I'm willing to go to hell rather than saying that child marriage is a good thing.
Oh, come on, bro. You can't say some stuff like that.
You
should be a reasonable person. Listen,
I don't think I think that's reasonable, right? Whether it's like wise, maybe not, right? Maybe committing myself to an eternity of damnation, then submitting to God is pretty foolish, maybe. But that's just how I feel. And you can't tell me my feelings are wrong because we're basing this off of intuition.
this decision means that you have been received the message, you have denied the message, and by your choice, you chose to be punished.
If I knew for an absolute
You,
fact that Islam was
you
true, I would
realize how
not follow it
crazy
on the
that
fact
sounds.
that there's child marriage.
I'm coming to that. I just want to establish something. Please try to
Great.
remove this idea from
Live has been
your
discontinued
thinking
in
that
some regions. Your live is not appropriate for viewers in all regions and has been discontinued in some regions. Reason, hate speech, and hateful behaviors.
oh my god.
Oh, well, look. Oh, your live visibility has been restricted. Your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results because your live does not comply with the For You feed eligibility standards are under communal reason, hate speech, and hateful behavior. Muslims are cowards. All of you are little cowards and little bitches.
Come on,
Not you specifically, but everyone that's reporting my channel, right? Afraid
I
of open
understand.
conversation and dialogue.
They closed the nice conversation. I understand.
So
It was a
everybody
nice
who's
stream.
afraid of conversation and dialogue who reports a channel is little
I actually
cowards,
appreciate
little bitches.
you opening the window for people to talk and chat about the beliefs. That's actually nice.
I'm gonna have to reset my live here if I can't appeal it. Just give me a second.
You gotta hate it when we start talking about P3 to go profits.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I might have to restart the live, but if I restart the live, we might not be able to get everybody back.
Subscribe before closing it. Tell them to subscribe or whatever.
Yeah, make sure you follow me, guys, if you want to get back to it. You're not on TikTok, so I don't have to worry about losing you. Let's see if there's an appeal process here. No, there's not even giving me an option to appeal it. It just says I have been demonetized for hate speech. Listen.
Oh, come on.
Listen. Me and you, not you guys. If you guys reported this for the conversation that we're having, you're a coward. In the deepest aspects of your soul, you are a full-blown coward. Because if you're not willing to let conversation reign true, then you know what you believe is a lie. You know for a fact you believe it's a lie. Because if it was true, you would just come up and prove it. But no, you want to hit that little report button, you little cowardy B word. All right, I'm going to restart the old TikTok arena. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. I'll give you guys 1 minute to follow my TikTok if you want to come back and keep watching. 1 minute to follow my TikTok if you guys want to come back. Hit the follow. Your live is not appropriate for viewers in all regions, the whole world, and has been discontinued in some regions. Reasons, hate speech, and hateful behavior.
Well, John, imagine saying that.
Live visibility has now been restricted for 10 minutes. Your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results for the next 10 minutes because your live does not comply with the For You feed eligibility standards under the community guidelines. Reason, harassment and bullying.
Imagine saying that marrying children is wrong. That's really hateful,
Crazy.
John.
That's crazy. So hateful. It's so much hate in my heart. So much hate in my heart for saying, do not marry a child. Your live contains themes. I keep getting new pop-ups. Here's another one. Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reason, hate speech, and hateful behavior. I got another one. Your live is eligible for recommend. Oh, there's another one at 10 minutes. Oh my. Okay, we're finally through them all. All right, guys. All right, we'll be right back. We love our Chinese communist overlords. We'll be right back. All right, bro. You can continue.
I'm sorry about the live stream.
You're good.
It was
You're
nice.
Good. You can continue.
Where
You
I
can
was.
continue. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were, and if I give you an undountable evidence about Islam and it's that Islam is true, you will not become a Muslim, but you will admit that it's and that comes from reasons that I think that you have, which is teachings or things in Islam that you don't understand, or maybe you haven't looked it up.
Yeah, but
carefully.
it's completely irrelevant. First, you must prove that it's true. Once you
I
prove
know,
it's
but
true,
I'm just
once you
making.
prove it's true, then we can have an argument about whether I'm rational to not
I
follow
know,
it.
I know, I know. I just want to see what happens if I did make an argument. After that, what's going to happen? You said you would admit but not become one, and
Correct.
that because of certain beliefs, certain teachings that you think that are wrong, morally or whatever.
Guys, make sure you're smashing that like button so we can get back out to all the viewers that we just lost. Like, smash it.
Guys, make sure
Smash
to do
it. Keep going, bro.
that. I had a friend who became a new Muslim. He was British, and he came to me and he gave me these serious questions about marrying children and taking women slaves, or I don't know what you call them in English, and other stuff. And after I explained each one of them, he completely forgot about it. So I'm curious if I gave you a reasonable explanation of the thing that you call marrying children or whatever, would
The
you be
only
open to understand
reasonable
it?
explanation that you could give me is that it's not children, and you'd have to convince me it's not a child. Outside of that, I'm pretty much locked
Great.
in that that's
That's a
pretty
great
terrible.
beginning. And now I understand that you are honest. So you think that there is some kind of explanation.
No, I don't.
Which will take it out. Which will take it out of it being a
Because
kid
if
or
you
being a
read the
child.
Quran and you read the tafsir along with it, I think it's impossible to conclude that it's not
That's
a
the
child.
thing. Everyone reads Quran, tafsir, and just thinks that he understands everything. Come on, bro. I
How
know
about
that
this?
you.
If we're gonna go down this road, how about you just define what a child is, and that will tell me where the argument goes from there. What is a child?
Exactly, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, just don't use anything. Don't use anything from Islam right now. Just tell me what a child is.
No, I'm not losing. I'm using simple English, the best I can.
Okay.
The thing is, a child has been described different ways in different time zones. Bear with me. Bear with me. In a certain period of time, in some countries, a child was someone who is younger than 6 years old. In some countries, European countries, non-Arabic countries, a child can get married at 7 years old, at 10 years old, at
Is it still a
14 years
child?
old.
Is
Let
a
me explain,
7-year-old a
please.
child?
All we need you to
Just
do,
give me
all
two
you need to
Just
do.
two
No,
moments.
I'm going to stop you now. The next words that are going to be coming out of your mouth is a child is, and then you're going to put in descriptors.
Do you want me to give you a definition in this period of time?
A child?
The age that we live in?
Stop. So the next words. A child is, and then descriptors.
Please be specific. Make your question more specific.
That is very specific. That is very specific. A descriptor is something that will
Not at
describe
all.
something. So I want you to say a child is, and then give me the descriptions of what makes a child a child.
Okay, a child is, in this age that we live in.
No, stop adding an extra. Just the
anyone
descriptors.
who is
Just the descriptors.
under 18 years old.
I didn't say
anyone who is under 18
you're
years
adding
old
in you're adding in different criteria. I'm not talking about time period.
Absolutely not.
A child is, and just descriptors. Just descriptors. What is a child?
Okay, let's not use age. Let's use mentality. A child is who doesn't know what's right, what's wrong.
Okay, a child is someone who does not know what is right and what is wrong.
Or can't tell what's right or what's wrong.
Can't tell what's right and what's wrong. So somebody who is 40 years old, who is in a car crash and has lost most of their mental ability, is now a child.
Special case. Yep.
Is that a child?
Nope. You brought a special case. You brought a disability. That doesn't count.
It does count.
Wait a second. I want to hold you to something you said. You said a child is anyone under 18 years old. Isn't that what you just said?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. This is, I'm fine with.
Well, he said it in modern times. That's
exactly.
why I told him he added in the criteria.
As Muslims too. You see, me as a Muslim, I'm fine with this definition that a child at this age that we live in is anyone who is under 18 years old.
Guys, we need to get those likes up. We're only at 3,000. We need at least 20,000. Okay. 20,000 to get back to where we were. So everyone needs to smash the like button and do their part.
As honest as much as you can with it.
Yeah. So why do you think the definition of a child changes in virtue of time? Because
Beautiful
a child
question.
is just
Let me
a
explain.
child. Let me be clear.
Beautiful
Let me be
question.
really clear here.
Yeah. Yeah.
A child, it is a biological description, right? Does biology change over time? Biology can take into account
Exactly. Yes.
mental condition.
Yes.
Biology can take into account physical condition. It is a biological type of term.
Exactly.
So
yes.
Let me just ask you this question: does biology change over time? And the time period we're giving is not like some evolutionary time period. We're giving a time period
Biology doesn't
specifically
change.
I don't see.
from the
We
time
don't
of
believe in
Islam.
evolution.
Okay, that's fine. From the time of Islam to the time of now, has the biology changed?
Doesn't change. Nope.
It does not change. Okay, that's really
Nope.
important. Go ahead.
Yep. So, can I give you the Islamic explanation of it? And I will make it as simple as possible. Thank you.
At your peril.
The thing is, I'm trying to use the best words I can. Why did I brought up periods of time? In this period of time, a 17 years old, a 16, a 15, a 14 years old, you can remove special cases, is considered unresponsible, can take care of themselves rather than taking care of others.
What you're doing is you're trying to make an argument for why a 9-year-old is not a child back then.
Let me complete it, and you can respond and refuse it if you would like.
No,
to.
I think that's a stupid argument, right? Either it's wrong, or it's not wrong, right? It's an objective truth, or it's not an objective truth.
Great.
Like if it's based off time, then it's subjective. How do I make him a moron?
Please let me know what's wrong with it. Just give me 1 minute, and let me know what's wrong with it after I finish. In this period of time, like I just explained, a 14, a 15, a 16, a 17 years old is considered unresponsible, can't take care of others rather than take care of themselves. Can't take care of themselves rather than take care of others. In the time of the Prophet ﷺ, peace be upon him, girls at the age of 7, 8, and 9 were considered a grown-up.
Yeah, that's.
I heard it. Oh my
so
God.
It's
like
completely
completely
subjective. Completely
I didn't
subjective.
say anything. Wait, I didn't even say anything wrong. I said a 7, and 8, and 9 years old is considered responsible.
That's disgusting.
You just said that they're considered an adult.
No, I said responsible. Mom, you're putting words in my mouth. I said responsible, and let me explain why. And I am trying to be as simple as possible.
You have to be simple if you think that sleeping with children's a good thing.
Listen,
I didn't say
do you
that.
understand
You're putting words in my mouth.
by referencing responsibility, you're not referencing anything that is intrinsic to the entity.
No. So if a 7 years old has to take care of sheeps and do trade
But is that?
and
But wait a
take
second.
care
Wait a
of
second.
the
Really
house
quick.
business.
I don't
No.
care.
Let me finish,
I don't care.
please.
No.
Let me
Listen to
finish.
me. Listen
If
to me.
he has to take care of house
No. What we're
things and
asking.
his father's and
Remember what
mother's business,
I said
that's
to you.
considered
Remember
foul?
what I said to you.
That's
Remember what I
considered
said to you.
foul? What logic
Remember
is
what I
that?
said to you. A child is a biological descriptor. Okay? That is
And I agree. I didn't disagree. You're repeating yourself. I didn't disagree.
Listen to me. Then listen to me carefully. Does responsibility have anything to do with the biology?
Absolutely not.
Great. Perfect. Why'd you bring it up? If child is a biological descriptor and responsibility has nothing to do with being a child, then how are you tying this in?
Like the main issue, like you're talking like if your main issue is the biological status of the child, then you are giving me a big break. So me and you agree that mentally
6, 7,
he
8,
can
or
be a grown-up.
9-year-old biologically a child?
If I agree with you, I want you to agree that mentally he's a grown-up if he has different circumstances.
No.
Great,
Is a
great. Then
6,
let me
7, 8,
explain
or
why I
9-year-old
think that, and you
biologically
can
a
refuse it.
child? Just answer the
Then
question.
let me explain it. Let me explain
Biologically a
it, and you
child,
can
yes or
refuse it.
no? The
Turn
next
John up.
words,
Turn John up.
out of your mouth are yes or no.
I will answer your question if you answer mine. I ask you first. Respectfully, answer mine. I answer yours.
No,
It's
they're
very
not.
easy.
I answered. There you go. Biologically, are they a child?
So you answered no, and you won't let me explain.
The answer is no. You said if I answered your question, you'd answer mine. My answer is no.
Please repeat your question.
Now, biologically, are they a child?
All right, just
What age?
real quick, guys. I just removed a whole bunch of mods, so we need new mods. Modern Brain, if you can leave a comment again, I'll put you back up there. I had to remove a whole bunch because it was full. Now I can add you. Okay, go ahead, guys.
Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, answer my question.
You can repeat it, please.
Is a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, are they biologically a child?
Oh, I didn't mean to remove you, Lori. I'll put you back up.
Yes.
Okay. Biology is all that matters
Wait,
here.
I really answered this. I already answered it. You're repeating yourself again.
So they're not an adult.
And I already answered yes.
Okay, great. Then you advocate for child marriage.
And please remember your words. You can go back to the recording. You said 6,
you advocate
7,
for child
8. Are they a child?
sexual activity.
I said no.
I'm sorry?
Are you gonna let me explain why we didn't think so?
No, you just explained that they are a child. So you can't say this is why we don't think so.
You asked me a question that was
Biologically, a child is not an adult.
7, 8 years
right?
old. Are they a child? I said yes.
Yeah.
I don't see
So
how
it's not an
that's
adult. So it's
explaining
not an
anything.
adult.
Because then you
Great.
said
So
that they're
what did we
responsible
learn from
enough.
that?
Yeah, so it's
what'd you
not
say,
an
Abby?
adult.
Repeat, please.
I said
What did you say?
because then you went on and talked about how they were responsible though.
Yeah, because I
7 and
was
8
gonna
year olds
connect
back
it,
then
yeah.
are responsible, so it's fine. But
Yeah, I
then you're
was gonna
saying that
connect
they're
it.
still a child. So
I was gonna connect my answers, but I didn't get that chance.
Yeah, this is just stupid. Because if you have someone who is irresponsible, right? Are you going to say that it is not okay to let's say you have a 20-year-old, right? And that 20-year-old
Yeah.
is an irresponsible 20-year-old. They can't manage money, they can't hold a job, they can't work around the house and do simple chores, they don't obey their parents, they sneak out at night. They are entirely irresponsible. You would say, and I would say, it's still perfectly okay to have some sort of relationship with that person, even if it's sexual in nature, right? Now, obviously, according to like metaphysical commitments that I have, I don't think I think it's still a sin. But in a moral sense, as it applies to just the biology, there's not something weird happening here. But when we are
So now that I
talking,
understand,
yeah,
yes,
so
continue.
you agree with me, irresponsible adult can still have relations, right?
No, I don't understand. I don't agree at all.
You don't think? Okay. Oh my
You
gosh.
see, that's why you're getting confusing, because you don't let me explain. Just let me explain, you will understand.
people like to
No,
see who
every
they
time
are.
you open your mouth, you make me angry.
Yeah.
I understand. I completely understand, because it's not okay, as I already explained, at this age, the time that we live in, to be even talking about 7, 6, 8 years old. I already explained this, that it's absolutely
not.
unacceptable,
No.
because we have
Because the
criteria.
biology is the same now. The biology was the
The
same
biology
then.
doesn't justify anything. Because I never
Biology
said anything about the I never spoke about the biological status of the child. In this case,
Yes,
we're
you did.
talking about the companion, the companion Aisha, radiallahu anha.
Yeah.
And you didn't let me
Liar,
explain. If I
pants on
explain, it will
fire.
be so
Liar,
easy for you to
liar,
understand.
pants on fire.
It's
When
not.
you say something, you agreed with me. You agreed with me
Yeah.
that child is a biological type of term.
And I will answer you again that I said yes, I agree. If you give me the chance
Then
to
what do you
answer,
mean?
I will answer.
Then for the love of God, explain
Great.
to me what you mean by you're not talking about biology.
Thank you. Finally. What I'm trying to explain is, in this age
Can
that we
I
live
ask you
in.
just a quick side question?
I want to
one
fight.
sec.
Yeah, please do.
I pride myself on saying the things out loud that everyone is thinking. Caller, you are a disgusting monster. You need to look at yourself in the mirror. May God have mercy on your soul. It is a miracle heaven is open to you.
Damn. If I contacted the FBI in your local area, would you surrender your hard drive over to them?
Can I continue my answer?
Well, I'll answer that question.
Come on, bro.
All right. Well, God bless you. Have yourself a great day.
And he that was a big hesitation,
that
man.
was crazy, bro. I'm not even going to wait. I thought that would just be like an instant yes. I thought that would be an instant yes. Yes, I would do that. But like, it's different times. The fact that you hesitated,
and went, come on, bro.
No, I don't even care if you get voted out. I'm moving on.
He
Before
did,
John, he got voted out. Thank God. I'm before John snaps and I snap and Abby snaps. That is crazy.
We're all gonna jump
and he was
through
like
the
one of the,
screen.
and here's the thing. People are always like, you're not nice enough. He was nice.
Yeah.
He was nice.
That's what we said about Jack Ryan too. The main bad guy. We're like, he seems so nice.
Yeah.
But
like,
he's off murdering people.
well, yeah. Like people are always talking about like, hey, niceness. You need to be nice all the time. That guy was nice. We were watching that TV show, Jack Ryan. The main bad guy, Solomon, is a nice guy.
And it's like, does anybody,
Yep.
the most common thing about like PDF files and abusers is like, oh, you never would have thought it was them. Like that's literally the stereotype. So why are we like, oh, they're so nice to me? That doesn't mean anything.
Niceness is not a sign of virtue by any means. John, did you want to say something?
I'm gonna throw something. Every time I start talking about this stupid Aisha conversation, and Aisha wasn't stupid. Aisha is a victim.
Yeah.
But anytime I talk about this, it just gets me so mad so quickly.
My resting rate. Oh, geez, today is 42, but it went up to 90.
It did?
Yeah.
I didn't even check mine.
Yeah. It always does. It spikes.
Smash the like button, share the live, guys. Let's do a few super chats before we jump on to the next person. John is a furry? Which one? I love seeing there are no mistakes in the Quran remarks. What about Muhammad taking back shots of Aisha's altogether? Even better, what's in the Injil? Is that an Al-Zut thing? Little John, do you watch Superbook? It's a great Bible show to watch with the kids. It's a very mature Christian show as well. All the new EPs are on YouTube.
Yep, I've seen Superbook.
Okay.
So
I've
have my
not heard of
children.
it.
Let's
Is it good?
Let's just throw that on the screen there for another second.
That was spicy.
And then also Random TV. Thank you so much, guys. And again, guys, we've reached our goal today. So everything that you guys give is just a bonus. But I'm not going to not encourage you to do so. I'm just saying everything from here on in is a bonus. So if you feel inclined to, you're more than welcome. But it's not necessary. Let's bring up the next guest, guys. Smash the like button and share live. Do the things that you need to do. That is a crazy. I'm going to pick you because of your name. Simply because of your name. I love furry potato. Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
48.
All right, man. Islam is false. Prove me wrong. Go ahead.
Habibi, you haven't killed yourself? Last time I talked to you.
I remember that guy. He's crazy. He made a new account.
I don't remember him.
He just goes on big tangents and then asks me why I haven't unalived myself.
Oh.
Hello, how are you? And just real quick, how old are you?
30. I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
Good, man. All right. Islam is false. Prove us wrong. Go ahead.
Okay, so do you guys know the definition of Islam?
Yeah, so we'll just clarify terms here. What I'm talking about in Islam is not the colloquial term of the word Islam. I'm talking about the religion that practices the 5 pillars of Islam.
Okay, that's not the definition of Islam, though.
Like I said, so there's rhetoric, right? There's rhetoric. So there's a rhetorical goal. The rhetorical goal, when I say Islam is false, is not to combat the colloquial word for Islam. It's to combat the religion that practices the 5 pillars of Islam.
No, I'm talking about the religion of Islam is not the one you're describing, because there were times where Islam didn't have the 5 pillars.
Is the time right now where they practice the 5 pillars?
The time, yes, time right now.
That religion, that specific religion, is what we're saying is false. The religion that follows the Quran.
Okay, so you're saying the religion that follows the Quran is false. Okay, and why do you think it's wrong?
Because it contradicts history. The general consensus in historical fact is that Jesus Christ was crucified. Islam says he was never crucified.
Yeah, so you think Islam is wrong because it says Jesus wasn't crucified, while we have the Bible or maybe some other text saying he was crucified.
Yeah, so the historical consensus, right, is that Jesus Christ was crucified. It's not really fought against. There's a few minor groups that fight against it, but generally it's historical fact. For example, John Dominic Crossan, who's not a Christian, cultural Christian maybe, says one of the most assured things we know in history is that Christ Jesus was crucified. Islam comes 600 years later, says that it was never happened. That's a historical contradiction. So it has a burden of proof. It needs to prove all the other historical facts false for me to believe it's true. Now, it could just be the fact that maybe it got this one thing wrong, except for the fact that the core foundation of your belief is that the Quran is actually the verbatim word of God out of God's mind, out of Allah's mind. It is eternal. So it cannot be wrong.
Okay, perfect. Let me ask you this: are you guys gonna kick me out if I start saying things you can't find argument against? Are you gonna allow me
to? Gonna advocate
we're
for
gonna
child marriage.
We're gonna kick you. We're gonna kick you out if you advocate consistently for child marriage, and we're gonna kick you out if you get voted out. Those are the two.
So the rule on the channel, unless you do something completely crazy where I veto it, you have to be voted out by the chat. So if the chat, so I have polls that run periodically, and that vote people in or out. So if you don't get voted out, you don't get voted out.
Okay, perfect. So let's talk about 2 main things. First, you said that the consensus is that Jesus was crucified.
Mm-hmm.
If I ask you this, we're probably 8 billion people right now. Mm-hmm. How many people do you think believe Jesus was crucified?
Yeah, that's not what consensus means. Consensus is a historical consensus that relies on professional interpretation.
Okay, so I believe that you have the historical consensus, the percentage of the historical scholars, how many of them believe Jesus was crucified?
I don't know. I don't have an exact number.
A percentage, a ballpark. Is it 50? Is it 99? Do you have a source?
Again, I don't have an exact number.
So you're claiming something is the consensus of historians. And
So for example, the only historian, like a professional historian that I know that argues that he wasn't crucified is Richard Carrier.
So because you only know one, and you don't know how many.
But I can name several other ones that argue. So John Dominic Crossan is an assured thing. Gary Habermas, Bart Ehrman, who are some names? Craig Keener. What's another one I'm thinking of? Help me with some names here, John. I'm drawing blanks. Paul Rhodes.
Well, I could get you a list if you want.
Paul Rhodes.
Are you saying who
Petrie
says he wasn't?
No, it says that he is. That he was crucified.
Well, you can't. I mean, we can. We have Google. We have ChatGPT. We can ask it to give us a list. My question is.
It's easier to name the one. It's easier to name the ones who say he wasn't, in virtue of him not existing, than it is even to There's too many names to say of who says he was crucified. There's very few names of which you can say he wasn't.
And now the only one I can think of that who wasn't, again, is Richard Carrier.
Yeah, look, guys. I'm a really an honest human being. Alhamdulillah. I'm trying to be honest. I'm not pushing you to try to recall all of the names of the people that said he was or he wasn't. What I'm trying to say
you're
is
not
that,
you're not honest if that's the claim you're making. 2 seconds ago, you literally
well,
said,
I am.
"How can I make this claim if I can't name them and give a percentage?"
No. You said the consensus, and I asked you about the percentage. I want the percentage because if it is not 100%, then that means there are some people who disagree.
I already know there's people that disagree.
Okay, so tell me, why are those people who disagree wrong and the people who agree correct?
Yeah, so basically, when we look at the data, we have to ask ourselves which hypothesis has the best explanatory power and explanatory scope. And the fact that Jesus Christ was crucified has the most explanatory power and explanatory scope. It's the most rational viewpoint to hold.
So the rational viewpoint is that he was crucified and rose from the dead? Is that the rational?
I'm just making the argument for crucifixion at this point, but I would also argue with the historical Porter's model, we could say that he rose from the dead as well. But that's shifting the burden, because the burden here is that Islam says he was never crucified.
Yeah, he was never crucified.
Yeah, that's the
We're
burden.
not even talking about it. Yeah, no, that's not the burden. The burden is for you to say someone was crucified, for you to prove it.
No, the burden. No, what I'm saying is you're throwing it, right? You're smuggling in resurrection, right? There's no burden on resurrection at this moment because we're not trying to prove the positive of Christianity.
Okay, let's not even talk about the resurrection. That's a crucifixion. So you said the crucifixion happened, right?
Yes.
And I said, prove it happened. Prove it happened. You're the one who making the claim. So it's up to you to prove that.
You never asked me to prove that.
You said the crucifixion. Okay, you said, I asked you, why do you think the crucifixion happened? You said the consensus.
That's also not what you asked me.
You said the consensus. Well, I'm sorry.
You asked me what's a reason to deny Islam, and I say it's because we have an historical consensus around this. You never asked me to prove it, right? Right now, all I've done is make a claim.
Great. So let's do this. You said, well, maybe I'm paraphrasing here. Islam is false because historical consensus said the crucifixion happened. Islam claims it doesn't happen, right?
Yeah, so
and
Islam is false. Islam is false because it contradicts history. We'll just make that more simple.
No. That's false because the history you're using may not be correct, and there are a lot of people who go against it. So
yes, it could be the fact that it's not correct, right? But now you got to prove that it's not correct.
No, I don't have to prove anything. It's up to you to prove that the crucifixion happened. When you make a claim, it's up to you to prove that it happened. It's not up to me to prove that.
You just claimed that it was incorrect.
So once you prove... Yeah, no, I'm not claiming it's incorrect. What I'm claiming is you're basing your argument of the falsehood of Islam based on something that is not 100% true.
Yeah, sure. So the reason that we know that Jesus Christ was crucified is because all the earliest sources of Jesus Christ that talk about him and how we know about him claim that he was crucified. We also have extra biblical sources that write things that we would expect to see if the man was crucified. So looking through that data, and we can go through all the data, but we'll be here all day. But when looking through that data, if we ask ourselves, what is the best hypothesis for all this data? The simplest and most parsimonious explanation is that he was actually crucified.
Well, that's not true, because if the best hypothesis would be to agree with that, then we wouldn't have a lot of people who say he didn't or he wasn't crucified.
That's just an appeal.
It's not an appeal. Look, we're going to try to do this scientifically, okay? So, science even have experiments. So we're talking about history, and when it comes down to history, you can't prove it really 100% unless you travel back in time. So what we have about the crucifixion is that we have some data. Some people look at it and say, you know what? Our hypothesis is that it happened.
Do you know what
Some people look at it and say
I don't think you understand my argument. Can you steelman my argument?
Well, we said a lot of things, but I will try my best. So your argument is saying Islam is false because we have some data, and based on that data, there have been some scholars, and we're claiming that these scholars make up the consensus, that they said, based on this data, the crucifixion happened. And
John, was that my argument?
No.
So what's your argument?
My argument is, while looking through the data, the most harmonious explanation, the most parsimonious explanation is that Jesus Christ was crucified. It is the hypothesis that has the most explanatory power and most explanatory scope.
According to who? When you say the most harmonious and parsimonious, that's according to you, because there were some scholars who looked at the same data.
Diffuse amount
and
of
said
assumptions required.
Yeah, so give me a hypothesis that has no assumptions.
What do you mean? I'm not talking about that. What I'm saying is,
well, you're saying according to who, according to what, right? So if we look at the data, we don't have to make any assumptions to conclude that he was resurrected, or sorry, that he was crucified, right? We have to make no assumptions. We just look at the data and see what it says. That is the simplest explanation. Do you have a hypothesis that is against that?
Well, I don't even have an hypothesis. I have something even better. I have the idea, the fact that there have been some people who looked at the data.
Hold on, just real quick.
Yeah.
I don't have a hypothesis. I have something better. I have an idea.
No, look. I said I have an idea.
I'm sorry, just give me a second. I don't know if you did that on purpose, but that was hilarious. All right, go ahead. What's your idea? Sorry, bro.
Okay, no, it's okay. So once again, I'm really an honest human being. I'm trying to say this. Maybe that was misspoken. So what I said, I don't have an hypothesis. I have something better. Maybe I misspoke when I said idea, but what I meant was a fact. So the fact that looking at the same data, there have been people who look at the same data and said, you know what, the best parsimonious, harmonious. I speak French, so harmonious might be difficult for me to pronounce. But there have been some people who looked at the same data and said, you know what, the crucifixion never happened. So what we have here, we have.
Okay, so I'm going to show you the issue. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the issue of the argument. There are people who look at the Earth and look at the same data and conclude it's flat. Is the Earth flat?
I never proved it was round, but I think it's round, egg-shaped maybe.
Right. So just saying that other people look at data and come to different conclusions is not an argument. When I say it's more parsimonious, I'm saying we can go through it and it has an explanation with the fewer assumptions. If you are saying other people have looked at it and come to a conclusion that this other idea is more parsimonious, present it. Present the other idea. Show me that it's more parsimonious.
Okay, perfect. So what you're saying, and I have to ask this. So you're saying that if you were to look at that data, you would prove that the crucifixion happened, according to you, right?
Proof is a loaded term. What do you mean by proof?
Well, provide enough evidence that no rational human being would go against.
Yeah, that's a subjective thing. That's a subjective term.
Okay, let me ask you.
Because what people are convinced of, what people are convinced of, is going to be completely different based off your mental state, right? All I have to show is that it's the simpler explanation and it qualifies with a justification. That has a justification for its belief. If I can do that and you cannot present a second hypothesis, I'm rational for holding it.
Oh, okay, let's be honest here. So have you looked at the data yourself? All of it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've really looked at it, yeah.
All of it, yeah.
Yes. No, I wouldn't say all of it. We're talking about thousands of years of data to go through, but I've looked at a lot.
How much? 10%? 20%?
I can tell you the percentage. I didn't sit down and do analysis to tell you what exact percentage I looked at.
So how much of it do you think you have seen?
A lot?
Yeah, but imagine, for example, since you don't know the percentage of the part you've seen, imagine you only looked at 1% and you missed 99%.
Okay, that's fine.
Would that be an issue?
That's fine, but all you're doing is producing possibilities. And as long as something's possible, you have reason to deny it. You have to actually give me you have to exactly. I'm sure I'm explaining to you a fallacious argument. And you're like, exactly. That's what I'm doing.
It is not. It is
a fallacious argument.
You're making a claim based on a possibility.
Yeah. So what you're saying, as long as there's a possibility that you're wrong, I could deny it. That's not how we look at hypotheses, and that's not how we look at probabilities to conclude something is true, right? So like an inductive argument is something where we look at all the data. And we make a conclusion based off the data that's
you
more
didn't
likely,
look at all the data.
Still speaking, and we make a conclusion that it's more likely to be true. I'm not saying that I looked at all the data. I'm giving you a description of an inductive argument. So when we look at that inductive argument, we say, hey, this is more likely to be true, so we should hold to it to be a positive case until new information is provided. that doesn't mean that there's no possibility that could be false. It could be false, right? As long as you're saying, hey, it could be false, we could deny it. That's a ridiculous standard to hold to. You have to actually show me a counter hypothesis or show me how I'm missing some data.
Do you know what an abductive
perfect.
argument?
So I have
really quick.
I have to answer him.
Do you know what an abductive argument is?
No, I studied in French.
Okay. So I'm sorry.
Okay, so go ahead.
So an abductive argument
okay.
is just inference to the best explanation, right? What is the best explanation? So we have the data, we look at the data, and then from that, looking at the data, we say, okay, what is the best explanation in an abductive sense?
Hold on, just real quick, John. Do you know what an abductive argument is called in French?
Do I know?
Yeah.
Probably abductive. Probably
it's called an abductive argument, except they use the French word for argument. So.
Okay, I did not. Anyway, but an abductive argument is just going to be inference to the best explanation. So we look at the data and then we weigh the data, right? So let's say I even grant you, okay, let's say I grant you the Quran as a historical source, not a divine source, and I grant you that source. Let's say I grant you the Gospel of Peter. Let's say I grant you there's I think another Gnostic text regarding John, okay? What other historical sources would you like me to include? So I'm granting you right now, based off what I know, I'm granting you 3 historical sources. One of them from 3rd century, one of them from 4th century, and one of them from, I think, 7th century, right?
Mm.
So I'm granting you 3 historical sources that say Jesus was not crucified. Do you want to add any more historical sources into that mix?
No.
Okay, so we got 3, right? 3 independent sources that say Jesus was not crucified. If I give you 4 independent sources that say Jesus was crucified, which one out of those is going to provide an inference to the best explanation?
I don't know.
4 over 3, right? Because if we're weighing the data, we say, okay, we have more.
The number is not important.
That say he was. No. It's
the number is
important.
The number is not important.
And here's the thing: it's more than 4. I can give you way more than 4.
It could be a billion. It could.
Okay.
It could be a billion. The number is. Look. It could have been a billion.
Okay,
we're not talking about possibility. Not talking about possibility.
It could.
Talking about probability.
Hold on, let me interrupt. So
no, I'm talking about
hold on.
logic,
No, just one sec. So are we? So let's just say that somebody robbed the bank, right? And 1,000 people saw it, and 1,000 people saw John do it, and they all say John robbed the bank, and then I come by and say, nah, it was Barney. Which one are you more likely to say is true?
No, I don't know, because if we are basing, listen, I'm gonna speak here. Thank you. So if we're basing on the number of people, then there are more people. Listen. Then there are more people who believe the crucifixion didn't happen on the planet. No, guys, listen. You're giving me numbers. You're giving me numbers. You're giving me numbers. Look.
So
if you allow me to speak, if you allow me to speak, if you allow me to speak,
no, because you're straw manning the
if
argument.
you guys allow me to. Allow me to speak. No, listen. Earlier, I want to. Guys, listen. If you allow me to speak,
you're straw manning the argument. I don't want you to continue.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't want you to continue because you're straw manning the argument.
Okay? Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay, great. The point, when we're looking at history, we want to have a criteria of historical authenticity. That criteria can include not just independent sources, but multiple independent sources. That criteria can include dissimilarity. That criteria can include enemy attestation. That criteria can include a number of different things in which we say, okay, this document or these documents are authentic as it is being portrayed, like the historic reportage model like John brought up, okay? If we're talking about just the number of sources, we're talking in a historical sense, not talking in the sense that would be applied like someone looking at the flat earth because they're doing it based off of like an intuition. What we're talking about is an evidential historical case that provides an inference to the best explanation as a hypothesis over a counter hypothesis. Hypothesis 1, Jesus was crucified. Hypothesis 2, Jesus was not crucified. Here are the sources that we have. Are they independent? Are they multiple? Is there multiple attestation? Does it have a criteria of historical authenticity? And then we compare it to hypothesis A, where it says Jesus was crucified. Now, this is not going to be based off of intuition like it would have to do with a flat earth. This is going to be based off entirely historical attestation. So when we're asking which one has the best explanation and we weigh those scales, and then one is going to be more parsimonious, which means it has fewer assumptions, and 2, it's going to have better explanatory scope and better explanatory power, then it is going to outweigh, if we put all the evidence, and you imagine there's 2 scales in my hand, we put all of the evidence for why Jesus was crucified, and then we weigh the evidence against why Jesus was not crucified. Guess what? The reason Jesus is crucified is going to be way stronger.
Okay, you're done?
That's my argument. I'm done.
Thank you. So I'm going to say 2 things. First, I would like to ask you whether or not you yourselves have looked at all of the data, and I believe the main person here didn't look at all of the data, right? When I say the main, I mean the person who looks on the bigger screen. So the person who looks
here's the thing: if your argument has to be you looked at all the data, you're going to have a big problem because there's so much data that even the professionals usually haven't looked at all the data.
Okay, that's not my argument. That's a question. So I'm asking you whether or not either of you has looked at all of the data, and I believe you would say none.
Totality of data, no, probably not.
No. So
how about this? I'll give you this. I have
no. You have to.
No, wait. I'll give you this.
You don't know my next question.
Let him ask his next question.
My question is for both of you, just to tell me a percentage. How much of the data do you think is there, and how much of the data do you think you've looked at?
Okay, so I will say this. I have looked at, I'll even make this claim. I have looked at 100% of the data that we have available as it applies to Jesus not being crucified. And what I mean by the data there,
actually, I'll say that too.
I'm talking historical sources that claim he was not crucified. I've looked at 100% of the data.
And you don't agree with any of its conclusions?
No, because I've also looked at another side of the data that outweighs that data. Remember the argument I presented. I will not do it again.
Okay, perfect. That brings me to the second. No, you don't have to. So when it comes to outweighing, you mentioned a few things. You mentioned the quantity and you mentioned the independence. I would say
no. The quantity and the quality. It would be quantity and quality,
and it has both.
Yeah, I don't know how you measure. I don't know how you measure the quality. I heard independence.
So you measure.
No, quality is quality is parsimony, fewest amount of assumptions, better explanatory power, better explanatory scope. Those 3 things have nothing to do with quantity. They have to do with quality.
Okay, so what you're saying is the quantity, and because this hypothesis that we have less assumptions, right?
Can you make an argument?
So my argument is very simple. Very simple. All of the data that you have, all of the data that said Jesus was crucified, no one can claim, well, a lot of people can claim, but rationally you cannot claim it's true. You cannot claim it's 100% true.
That's not an argument, that's a claim. Can you give me the argument?
The argument about what?
You said we haven't looked at enough data to claim that it's true. That's a claim, not an argument. That's a conclusion. I need your premises. What is your argument?
So my argument, if you haven't looked at all of the data, then you can't claim to and say that the data says this if you didn't see all of it.
Okay, so
great question.
Hold on. So your argument is if you haven't looked at all the data, you cannot say that you cannot come to a true conclusion.
No, that's not what I said. You cannot say the data says this. If you haven't looked at all of the data, you can't say the data says this.
Okay, so if you haven't looked at all the data, you cannot say the data says this. Okay.
So you can say
hold on. Let me land this plane. Okay, what is 2 plus 2?
Go ahead. 4.
Okay, and now I want you to tell me every single number that exists.
I can write it down if you will.
Okay.
So every natural.
Tell me every single number that could possibly exist. Go ahead.
You mean natural numbers?
Give me numbers. Give me every single number that exists.
No, I'm just talking about whether or not we're talking about real numbers or natural numbers.
Real actual numbers. Give me every single possible number that could exist. Go ahead.
X, where X belongs to R. That will be real numbers.
Give me every single number that possible exists. Go ahead.
I gave it to you. R is every possible real number. R, the ensemble of R.
So what are those numbers? What R represents the totality of numbers. What are those numbers?
R, it's called R, the number.
What numbers are they?
Well, you can find natural numbers. You can find rational numbers.
The totality of numbers. Can you please give them to me?
It is called R. R.
Which is
That's
what?
the totality of numbers.
Okay, R. Okay,
which
I have
is the
R.
totality of real numbers.
I have R. Now what? What does R mean?
Now you have all the... R is the totality of real numbers.
Which is what?
Which is the totality of real
R is a placeholder. When you're using algebra, you're using letters as a placeholder to represent something. What is R representing? Can you give it to me?
Perfect. So R has the relative numbers, the natural numbers, the rational numbers.
What are those numbers?
Perfect. No, if you allow me to speak. So we have 4 groups in R. The natural numbers are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how you define them? You start from 0 and you add 1. So that will give you the whole ensemble of the natural numbers. The relative numbers contains the natural numbers and the opposite of the natural numbers. So we call the first one N, and we call the second one Z, which has 1 minus 1, 2 minus 2, and you can find them by multiplying the natural numbers by minus 1.
So the what is numbers, all the numbers? Give me all the numbers.
R. So
I appreciate your time, but you're dishonest.
No,
it's 4 o'clock.
Anyway. Was I voted out?
It is 4 o'clock anyway.
Can I just ask him one? No, can I just ask him one question?
He's gone. That was very dishonest. But it is 4 o'clock, and that is my time to sign off, anyways. So what a coincidence.
I didn't really. The last vote was no, and then I didn't really vote again because it was close to 4.
Close to shutting out. What were you going to say though, John?
Oh, I was going to ask him if he's read Ignatius of Antioch.
My bet is no.
Or if he's read Justin the Martyr, or if he's even read the entirety of the New Testament, or if he's read Tertullian. Yeah, that's all I was going to ask.
I bet you the answer was no.
Yeah.
Yep. What a day. Did you get what you wanted?
Did I get what I wanted?
This topic today was your choice.
It was a pointless day. I didn't hear a single argument that I didn't hear I've been sitting here. I haven't heard a single argument where I even had the opportunity to think. I didn't have the opportunity to think. I'm sitting here the entire time and just saying this argument it has no backbone. It's as flimsy as flubber.
There was actually 0 arguments made today.
Yeah.
There is not one argument that was actually made.
A lot of people were just like, but you feel it though.
Like they're like literally, if we're to try to, and again,
there was informal. There was informal.
Even informally, what is an informal argument that we heard today?
I think the best one that we heard informally, is probably going to be I think it was the previous guy.
Somebody says real quick. I just want to show you. Somebody says I select people. So it says you select people You selectively pick people with less knowledge. I want to show you something. Oh, why isn't that showing? Hold on.
And I'm
Do you
gone.
think we know these people?
Okay, there we go. That is not the right channel though. I'm going to show you something. What is it? My BenQ. Good. All right. See this button right here? See how it's just like a little thing with 2 exclamation marks? I'm going to show you how I selectively pick people. That's all I can do, and it just brings up the next person. And right now, there we go. There's the next person. Wow, I selectively picked them. All right, let's do it again. You tell me how I'm selectively picking people with head knowledge. Okay, now, here's my other guest option. I'll show you. I click this. Which one? How do I tell which one has the knowledge and which one doesn't? What's the way I can do it?
You just smell it, I guess.
How am I doing that? So I'm just curious.
Well,
I'm just curious.
Well, I actually wait. What did the person say? They said
I'm selectively picking people with no knowledge.
Well, yeah, that's just because we're selecting Muslims today. That's not hard. That's actually.
You know what I said last night? I don't know, John, if you want to pray before we like hang out, but last night we were leaving and he was telling me how you picked Muslim topic today, and then that you wanted to hunt. You wanted to hunt them, and I was like, you know what? John's getting spicier since you started hanging out more, and he was like, but I'm getting calmer.
It's true.
There you go. You're evening each other out.
Your energy is like rubbing off on me.
No, yeah. So my energy to you, like you're getting a little spice, but I also think it's because just like who I draw in, like people, because like people always tell me it's like I've heard for like a long time. Like I even had Christians messaging me that I'm too mean, I kick people too quick. I do these types of things. And then I started doing raids. And as soon as I started doing raids, I actually got written apologies from people. They wrote me apologies. They're like, you're actually pretty good. Like, because you've seen it, man. You've seen it. Some of these people on these other things, they don't let people get their arguments across. They don't let them talk. Mm-hmm. They kick right away as soon as they feel like they don't have an answer. And they get real emotional real quick. We allow people to talk. We do. Sometimes we force people, sometimes we cut people off because they're not actually making arguments or staying on topic. But we allow people to talk 100%. And again, no argument was, what argument was made today, John? You were going to bring up one. What was it?
Oh, I think the best argument that was made is the guy who was talking about like it is an informal argument to say, okay, we don't have reason to believe the Bible because they're not like actual firsthand sources. Like that's an informal argument.
But that must have been when I was using the washroom because I don't remember that. I remember somebody bringing that.
There was one person that said, "Hey, we don't have firsthand sources." I don't remember who it was, but
yeah, that's an actual argument. We cannot trust because it's not a firsthand source. That is an argument. It's a bad argument, but it is an argument.
Yeah,
it is. All right, guys.
Yeah, and we would deny that we don't have firsthand sources.
Anyway. Well, even if we didn't have firsthand sources, so most things in history don't have firsthand sources.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
It's just the reality. Okay, let's do a little prayer and a plug, and then we'll take off. Our Father is in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Lord, help these Muslims. They need you, Lord. Draw them into the knowledge of who you are and come into the realization of the triune God so that they can be in relationship with you and understand what you did at the cross for them, Lord. Forgive all of them for denying who you really are. If we're wrong in what we do and what we say and how we behave, go, Lord, correct us and put us back on the right path. But if they're wrong, also correct them. Give all the Christians that are listening today opportunities to share their talents and their skills with the kingdom, whatever that may be, to help build the kingdom. Put us in opportunities to be more Christ-like and to share the gospel and to do things that would make you proud of us as your servants, Lord. Forgive us of our sins, be patient with us, and continue to give us grace as you walk with us. In Jesus' name, amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Hallelujah. All right, guys, you know what to do. Go follow me on all platforms. Follow me on YT. That's where I put out content. We put out content twice a week over there. We do lives 3 to 5 times a week. We also started a couple other channels, the Big John Steele Gaming, and also the Technical Problems podcast that I do with Abby, where we just talk about life. We don't get into apologetics, so make sure you subscribe to those as well. If you want to support this channel, you could do so through Super Chats. You can do so PayPal donations. Links are in the bio. You can also do so through Patreon, where we're offering exclusive content, daily Bible studies, and access to those raids and hangouts that we were talking about as well. All links are in my bio. Gabe's also putting them in the chat as well. Right now, we're going to end it over on TikTok. If you want to ask any questions for me or Superman over here, come on over to YouTube at Big John Steele. We're going to hang out there for about 5 more minutes. So if you want to do that, come on over there. John, are you growing your channel? Are you planning on doing it? You want to plug it?
No, not right now.
Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you all next
If you want to follow me, I go live on TikTok predominantly right now. So if you want to follow me, you can follow Bought by Blood 316 on TikTok, and you'll catch me live yelling at people there.
Based. All right, TikTok. We love our Chinese overlords. God bless socialism.
I was actually on a live last night with God Logic.
Oh yeah, how's that?
He never spoke, so I never actually got to talk to him. But he was in there, and I just said hi, and then he never said anything back.
Hold on, I accidentally.
What'd you do?
I accidentally disconnected from John. There we go. That was my mistake. Then
was I alone in the YouTube there for a second? Or was I gone?
They all still saw me. I just disconnected from you.
Oh, gotcha.
Because you don't deserve my time and energy, John.
Yeah.
You don't deserve my time and energy.
Wow.
Hold on, I forgot to do something. John, entertain them.
Do a Superman pose. Or not.
Worst co-host ever.
Is he frozen? Or is he just really still?
He's just holding really still.
That's impressive.
I was trying to be frozen. That was my entertainment. I was pretending to. My entertainment was pretending to be frozen.
That was good. That was good.
Is there a way that the chat can help you buy a microphone?
Huh? I'm just using my computer. Like,
I
I'm
know,
on my Mac.
But like if we could get you even just like a blue Yeti or something, like something.
Here, let me try something. Here.
Okay.
Take me off screen.
Off stream?
Off screen. Like 1 second.
Okay. Well, look at her working away.
I just got a weird notification from the spa, so I'm just confused.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It's fine.
There's going to be no live on Tuesday, guys, because we're going to the spa.
That's tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. So no live tomorrow because we're going to the spa. We're going to take a day off and relax. So just a heads up with that. Just heads up with that. As someone who's lived in Smallville, that Superman is cool. Have I tried presuppositional apologetics? I've tried it, but it doesn't get anywhere. The problem with presuppositional apologetics is all presuppositional apologetics does is confirm the people who already believe it. It doesn't change minds or sway any sorts of conversations. So that's my issue with presup. Like I actually think, like, me and John disagree here. I think the transcendental argument for God is good for refuting some things, right? So like when atheist yells at God for being immoral, that's where I think like the transcendental argument is good. But I wouldn't use like the transcendental argument in a debate to try to convince somebody that God exists. That's not something I would use, because I think you start at the top and work your way down. And I don't think that's
not going to work.
Let's see it.
I had a little lapel, but I forgot. I haven't used this in so long. I got a new phone and it doesn't have the right input.
Well, you can pick up an adapter. You can do a lightning to USB-C on like Amazon. You can get it to you in like a couple days.
Yeah, but I do have this thing.
And then you could do what every every TikToker does, where they have
Wait,
their
I could
mic
try
and they
this.
do this.
I'm gonna see something. I don't know if this will work. This might fail miserably. Hello.
Oh my god!
Can you hear me?
No.
How's that?
No.
That's worse.
This could be my microphone.
But you can do that, right? Like if you get your lav connected, you could just sit there and hold your lav, and that would be pretty good. And those adapters are pretty cheap. You can get them for like $5-10, something like that.
Yeah, I can. I could do something. I will. More than likely, I'll be back Thursday. I don't think I have anything going on Thursday. But we can do some raids. I'm just listen. I'm hunting Muslims right now, so I'm like I'm very in a Muslim mood. I want to. Like I even talked to a guy. I watched a guy the other day. I watched him do his shahada with a Muslim, and I was scrolling across the live, and I watched him do his shahada, and I immediately just DM'd the guy, and I said, "Hey, here's child marriage. You just took a shahada. Do you think child marriage is good?" And he's like, "Oh no." Well, I'm like, "Well, they believe that." So if you're a Muslim, you now believe in child marriage. Do you think that's a good thing? Yeah. But
somebody said this: add a microphone for John Jr. to your Amazon wish list. If I did that, I'd have to put in your address, I guess. So you give me your address, and we'll get you a microphone, maybe.
I have to tell you where I live.
How else are you gonna get the microphone?
I have to tell you where I live. But wait a second. What do the rest of your co-hosts use? I know I'm like the favorite co-host, but what do the rest?
You're the only one who doesn't actually own a microphone.
I don't know.
Literally the only one. Tim has a microphone. Than has a microphone. Nick has a microphone. Coley had a microphone. Who else have I had? A Divine Order had a microphone. Those are all the co-hosts I've had. And you're the only.
Striker, do you have a microphone?
You're the only one who didn't have a microphone.
Dang.
You better. Oh, did you do all the super chats?
Oh, I'll check, and then we'll do that, and then we'll take off because we're already past schedule. What outfit costume do I have to wear for Friday? I prefer if you just came naked.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for the donation. Appreciate you.
No.
Oh, this man.
All right, guys. I love you all. We'll see you all. What? You said wait.
Who said wait?
You did.
No, I didn't.
All right.
Oh.
God bless y'all.